all doing? I hope you can hear me. I've got a very wild setup today because I was going to embrace the vertical live stream, but then the phone was like, no, now we need to go landscape. So whatever I seem to set it as, it does the opposite. But today we are going to be doing a very special live stream because we are going to be doing a decorate along with me. We're going to do my Disney Christmas tree and talk all about Christmas in the Disney parks and Christmas on Disney Plus, because it is not long until Christmas, and Christmas is now in full swing in all of the Disney parks around the world. I am loving it because at the moment I've got some friends currently in Disneyland Paris for Christmas, and in the next couple of days I've got some friends that are going to Disney World for the Christmas season. So I'm living vicariously through absolutely everyone. So thank you for joining me. If you do have any questions, do put them in the chat box. I've got my camera here, I've got the chat box here, I've got the decorations here. We'll make it work. It's a bit of a weird setup, but hopefully this will be a bit more interesting, because normally it's kind of just chat to the camera, but I thought maybe we'll do something. Let me know if you like it, it's more interesting to do a live stream whilst I'm actively doing something rather than just sat talking at you. But I've got a lot of decorations. I've got two whole boxes. So I've got a box that's just Disney decorations. We'll get to them soon because they're the exciting ones. And then I've got a box full of like filler decorations. So they'll go on last. And then I've got some that are like really interesting. Little fun, like little Nutcracker men, little London bus. So again, they're like the filler ones. The Disney ones are the most important. They're always my favourite to put on. They're always the most important thing. So let's get decorating and also talking about Disney at Christmas, because as I say, it's in full swing and it is incredible. I've also got my little spirit jersey that I got last year in Disneyland for Christmas. Downside, I'm too short to wear spirit jerseys. And this is very, very long. And normally with spirit jerseys, I tuck them in. But if I tuck this in, you lose all the design. So I really shouldn't have got this as a spirit jersey. It is a lesson learned, and we'll roll with it. So good. Hi Julia, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Hi Natalie, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us this evening. So I'm going to start putting on some of the big decorations. Now, I have some that aren't Disney that I always put on first because they're massive. Like, this is bigger than my hand. It's ridiculous. We've got two of them. Two different colours. But one of the things that I love about the Disney parks, of course, are the giant Christmas trees. And they are beautiful. And what I love is it's not just the parks, it's also the hotels. So it's absolutely worth taking a visit to the hotels, particularly somewhere like Disney World or even in California. Like, their hotels, I'm not joking, no, it's got to be a different level. They really go all out and they're like absolutely stunning. And there's no more Christmassy than Disney. And I will die on this hill because I'm not a particularly Christmassy person. Don't particularly love Christmas. Disney Christmas though, 100% into it, which is amazing. And like I say, it's not just the parks, the hotels, everything goes completely like, you're like in a Christmas movie. It's absolutely insane. It's so good. So if you do like Christmas, Disney is the place to be going because they really, really, really go all out. Also a little Harry Potter one that we'll pop on here. Just for fun. We've got to have one little Harry Potter reference. Okay, you can go up here. The downside with the baubles that are this big is they're very heavy. So you have to find a place that they're not going to start dragging everything down and being a massive problem. But we will move on to the Disney decorations. This is one of my favourite ones. This one is so stunning. This one is of the castle. It's from Disney World. It's a little glass Mickey ear with the castle inside. Absolutely stunning. And something I also love is most of the Disney parks will also have a Christmas shop. This is open all year round. So I'm someone that what I like to do every year is get a new Disney bauble. And typically I do like to have the year on it so I know specifically that's from that trip. However, not every year do they have a nice range. Like this year, wasn't feeling it. So I got a different type of bauble this year. Let's take you down here. See, this one's going to be really heavy. It's going to touch the floor, isn't it? It's going far too far down. Hi Louise, lovely to see you. It's so exciting that you've made it. Thank you so much. Oh, Natalie, let me have a little scroll down here. You just got back from Orlando on Wednesday. How exciting! You got to meet the Grinch at Universal. I am obsessed. This time of year is Grinch talk. This is all I'm seeing on TikTok, and I love it. Was the meet and greet incredible? Because every video I see, I'm like, this is amazing. And the queue, I know, is always super, super long, but it feels so worth it because those interactions are hysterical. I absolutely love it. And how was your trip overall? It's very exciting you've just come back, and it's the worst though, isn't it? The Disney blues are not fun. They're not fun. But getting to live those memories over the Christmas season, perfect. Dine out on them for as long as possible. That's what I tend to do. And I think this is the thing. Because I'm still editing the vlogs, I don't feel like the reality of being home has hit me yet, because I'm still like in Disney every day editing. So it's been perfect. Everyone should do that. So to meet the Grinch on the first day was a 90-minute wait, but when you got out, it was over 4 hours. I've been seeing it's a 4-hour wait most days, which is just wild, isn't it? But it looks so much fun. Mike will show you the next bauble because this is super fun. This one I got from Disneyland when I went last year. And the exciting thing, oh no, it lights up. It's so cute inside. I think that's such a fun bauble. I did actually see it in Disney World. They've got a Disney World version as well. But I was like, this is super unique. Absolutely love it. I have no real rhyme or reason as to where I'm putting things. And what I tend to do is just put the big things on first. And then later on, I just go absolutely ham with the small ones to the point where you like don't see any branches. It's out of control. But I suppose we should talk about what is happening in the parks. So as we've mentioned at Disney World, let's start there. One of the great things, of course, is Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So this is in Magic Kingdom. It is an extra ticketed event, so you do have to pay more for it, but you get treats and drinks included, which is super fun. They have a different Christmas parade. You have character meet and greet spots, and of course they're in their Christmas costumes, which is so much fun. You have overlays on rides like Space Mountain, the teacups. Like, it's so much fun, these parties. And because they are ticketed events, they tend to be lower capacity. Now, I would say, I've never done the Christmas party, but I have done the Halloween party. Sometimes I go, and the ride wait times are so low, it's incredible. I have been before, though, and they've been, like, busier than in the daytime. So I think it depends which party you end up going to. However, they are super fun. There's snow in the park at the party. There's so many cool things going on. You can meet Santa. So I definitely think they're worth it. And the one thing I would say is if you have dietary requirements, it's really nice the idea of having drinks and treats included in the price, but they don't really cater for you. So I'm like, that's the one downside. Whereas the Halloween party, you do trick-or-treating, but they do have like vegan, gluten-free treats available. This not so much, which I would love to see. I would love to see more of that. Oh, okay. Gonna get the Donald out. These are so cute. I've also got a Mickey one of these. Love it. I will never ever get bored of these. I think I actually got these during a sale on the Shop Disney website. So I definitely think that is a really good option, because I think there was something stupid like $6.99 and there would be like £25 normally. So that is a really good option if you would like some cheap baubles. Wait for the sales. Oh god, Mickey's just too cool, isn't he? Just too cool. Now, where do I want to put Mickey kind of central, because you know he is the main guy. Oh look, this is the problem. It's too heavy as a bauble. The tree's gonna come down. It's no fun. Hi Zoe, thank you so much for joining us. My Disney World trip was so fantastic. It was absolutely incredible. I got to do so many things for the first time and so many like cool memories made. So we started having the vlog go out, and one of them recently we showed the night that we went to Hollywood Studios. We did the Most Magical Guides meetup and we closed down the park, and we had the whole of Galaxy's Edge and the park to ourselves, and it was one of the best things I've ever done. So I'd super highly recommend booking the latest appointment time or reservation time for Ogre's Cantina, and then when you leave, you have the whole park to yourself. It is literally incredible. It was so good. And I got to see Fantasmic for the first time. Got to go on Tiana's Bar Adventure and Tron for the first time. Obsessed with Country Bear Jamboree. I need to become like the head of the fan club. I was not expecting much. I was like, they're retheming it. It doesn't sound great. It's one of the best things I've ever seen. It was amazing. So yeah, it's very sad to be back, and I can't believe it's been like 2 months already since I've been back. But I'm here, still living vicariously through the vlogs. So I haven't really had the Disney blues yet. I feel like once I've stopped editing, that's when they're going to set. That's when they're kicking in, and it's going to be awful. It's no good. But yes, I hope you get to go. It's so much fun, and it's just Disney on steroids. Like, everything is bigger, everything is brighter, there's so much to do, and it's just the best. It's so much fun. Hi Lisa, how are you doing? Lisa is one of the people that was at the Most Magical Arts meetup, so we had the most amazing time having the park to ourselves. It was just the best night. It was like core memories made. So I'm going to be living off of that for ages, because it was one of the best things I've ever done in Disney. Honestly, it was amazing. I've also got this little guy. I got him free from Disney once. It was one of those, if you spend £25, you got a free gift. And they were just like, yeah, just have a little ice skating Mickey moment. So I'm like, fine, thank you very much, Disney. Let's put him over here, because this side's getting a little bit neglected. But this year, of course, in Disney World as well, you also have Jollywood Nights. And last year was the first time they ever did it. It got mixed reviews, but I think because it was the first year, there was a kind of teething problems. This year, it seems to have gone much better. And I really, really love that it's kind of like that vintage retro Christmas. Like, that would be right up my alley. I love that they have loads of rare character meet and greets, including Duffy, which is just wild to see him outside of an Asian park. Absolutely incredible. The Muppets Christmas Carol meet and greet, little photo area. Obsessed. That's my favourite Christmas film of all time. They've got like an ice skating show. They've got a special projection show. They've got, I've written down so I can let you know exactly what they've got, because it was incredible. So I'm going to look like a newsreader. But you get the ice skating show. You get the Disney Holidays in Hollywood show, which is hosted by Kermit and Miss Piggy, which is literally incredible. Features Disney characters, singers, the whole shebang. You also get a Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along. You get Jingle Bell Jingle Jam, which is the projection show. You get a Pixar dance party, Muppets Christmas Carol photo spot, character meet and greets with rare characters. You get a sweet treat when leaving the event, live entertainment, including the Three Caballeros, which I would burst if I got to see live. It's so much fun. And a twilight soiree at the Tip Top Club in the courtyard of the Hollywood Tower Hotel. And I'm like, that sounds like such an incredible event. And I love that they're kind of branching out so that other parks also have a Halloween, a Christmas party. It's not just Magic Kingdom. And what is nice is if you visit in the day, you will still have decorations in the parks, characters in Christmas costumes. There will still be stuff going on in Disney World, but if you want to do the parties, you do have to pay more, which is interesting because a lot of the other parks, you don't have to, it's included. So Disney World is an outlier in that regard. Oh, I love it. Lisa has taken a little pause away from Dreamlight Valley, which is now consumed by, like, she has no time for anything else. So I'm amazed you've made it here. Thank you so much. Hi, Jamie. How are you doing? It's so good to see you. And yeah, obsessed with the decorations. Absolutely obsessed. We've got lots to get through. This is a fun one because this kind of combines some of the best things. This is a Hocus Pocus Christmas decoration that, again, also lights up a little bit. But I actually got this when I went to the Halloween party, but that must have been in 2018. And oh, it says on there. Should have just known. Most of them have the date on it. But I think it's really, really fun to kind of, I've never got into the kind of Halloween Christmas, well, Halloween tree, I suppose it's called. It's not called a Halloween Christmas tree. But I didn't really know that was a thing. But now I'm like, a Halloween tree with decoration sounds incredible. So absolutely love that. This is a really heavy decoration though. So you have to find somewhere where it can like massively drop, because it is, oh, it's far too heavy. Okay, You can stay there. You can use your witchy powers to levitate. That'll work its way out. It's perfect. And you know, if we're on the same thing of spooky, can't go wrong. Got to have a haunted mansion one. Absolutely love this, and I do love that they have decorations of rides of different like buildings that are famous in the Disney parks, characters. They'll have ones. I've got a few that were like themed. So one year they did villain handbags. Why not? So I love that there's so many different ornaments that you can collect, but it becomes a bit of an obsession because I'm like, now that I've started doing it, I can't stop, and it's a bit of a problem. So it's no good. Oh, Natalie, you did Jollywood Nights, which was so nice. I am so excited to hear that because it looked fab, and like this year they definitely have seemed to step it up. Like they kind of worked out what works, what doesn't work, what people want, and they've really gone for it, which looks so fun. Hi Lorna, how are you doing? It's so good to see you. Lorna is going out to Disney World very soon, and I'm so excited for your Christmas trip. It's going to be excellent, and there's nothing better than Disney Christmas, I think. I definitely think it's my favourite time of year to visit the Disney parks because it's just that like extra level. It is like being in a movie. You just walk around and just feel like this is the most Christmassy thing I've ever experienced in my life. So I absolutely love it. Now, these guys, again, this is an unbelievably heavy ornament, which is a bit of a problem because you have to find ways of trying to keep them upright, but we'll work it out. This I got free again from Shop Disney, and I did love when they had these keys. So you used to get them throughout the year. Like if you bought anything, you would get a different key that was themed to each month. And then at Christmas they started doing little ornament ones. But it's very cute. It's like a nostalgic Mickey and Minnie. And they're just too cute. I don't think you can go wrong with Mickey and Minnie. I just feel like they're too classic. Had to get Christmas Forky. I love Forky. I think Forky is hilarious. Like, out of Toy Story 4, like, did we need it? Did we not? But Forky was amazing. How are we feeling about Toy Story 5? Do you think at some point they need to just be like, okay, Toy Story 1 to 3 were iconic. We didn't really need any more. I'm worried they're going to keep going and going and going, and then you're like, Toy Story 84, and you're like, we don't need this many. You've kind of ruined it now. Like, we didn't need 84. Oh dear. Okay, you can face the front again. Good work. Some of my absolute favourite things I have got, and I always place them near the top. These are so cute to get ready. It's a Gus and a Shaq. I can't cope. They're too cute. They're too cute. So they always get stuck at the top because they are clip-on ornaments, which are amazing. And we need to start doing more clip-on ornaments because it's just so much better in life to be able to clip things onto the tree. Something that I think is really cute in Animal Kingdom is they have the puppets. I don't know if you've seen them. So they're like penguins, polar bears, Arctic foxes, and they have puppeteers that kind of take them around and interact with you. They are too cute. And I do love that they make sure that every single park has something in it. So it's not like you go and it's like you have to go to a Christmas party and pay extra. All of the parks will be decked out, and they'll have like these extras in the park that are very festive. I can't cope with how cute Gus is. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But some of the other things, let me list off everything. The big one, Epcot. Epcot always has an amazing festival. They have Festival of the Holidays, so you can get all of the festive foods from around the world. They also have storytellers that tell Christmas stories from all around the world, different cultures, different celebrations. You can also go to the candlelight processional, which is what Lorna is doing, and that is amazing. So it's kind of the nativity story, but told by different guest narrators. And they have, like this year, I think is like a stellar, like unbelievable cast of people. So I know that so my friends are going to go see Josh Gad, Lorna's going to go see Brendan Fraser. Like, they have incredible guest narrators, and I'm not super religious. I'm not religious at all, actually. But it looks like such an incredible event. They have amazing choirs. Like, it's one of those really cool standout events. and you can turn up, but some people queue like 5 hours to get in. So the other option is to do a dining package, and then that way you get to enjoy your day. You know you've got a reserved spot. You don't have to be panicking or waiting for ages. And I think it's such a great way to do it. And I think dining packages for something like this are amazing. Like so worthwhile. So that's one of the big standouts in Epcot. You also have Olaf's scavenger hunt. So you go and look for him in the different parts of the park, and you get a little prize if you find him and collect all the information that he needs. They've got loads going on. Oh, they have a gospel show called Joyful. And I love that no matter what time of year you visit, typically there will always be a festival on in Epcot. But this one is just like such a cute one. They have a cookie stroll. There's like so many cool things going on. And I just really like that Disney kind of make sure that all of the parks are covered. And you're not forced to pay extra. Like, you could just go to Epcot, have a great time. You don't need to be going to the Christmas party. I've got to stop saying Halloween. I am someone that is a goth at heart. I was a goth all through my teenage years. It's never left me. I still haven't got over Halloween yet. So I'm gonna keep saying Halloween because I'm still living through it. I can't get over it. I'm still watching horror films. I can't stop myself. Although I have started to migrate to horror films set at Christmas time. Trying to be a little bit festive, which is so good. Hi Natalie! Yes, I love this little spirit jersey. I'll show you the back because the back is the best part. It's just so fun. And but I should have got one that was, they had one that was like patterned all over, and I think that's what I should have done, because this one I normally tuck it in and then you lose all the detail, which is no good. Yes, Natalie, you are 100% right. I do need a bigger tree. I did have a slightly bigger tree, and I had it for about 15 years. And last year I replaced it with this one. And now I'm like, like, it's not big enough really. But I am just me in my house. It's just me and the cats. So I'm like, okay, maybe we'll migrate to a bigger tree at some point. But one of the fun ones, because we haven't mentioned this park yet, I've got a little Disneyland Paris Tinkerbell. I got this about 12 years ago. And doesn't have Disneyland Paris written on it, but it's one of those, you distinctly remember buying it, which I think is so nice. And that's something that I love about the ornaments, that every year I can think, oh, that was when I had this visit, and oh, that was from that shop, and oh, I visited with this person, and that's when I got that. And I think that's such a nice thing about the Christmas ornaments. And I think that's one, oh dear, she's way too heavy. Which I never thought you would say about Tinkerbell, because she's literally a tiny little fairy. Oh god, the tinsel's going everywhere. Oh, she's ruined the tree. Tinkerbell. She's always got to be cheeky. Can't help herself. There you go, love, you sit there. So it's perfect. But yeah, the clip-on mice. I did see, actually, they're now doing clip-on Chip and Dale. And that's on my list of, I need to get that because that's literally incredible. I am going to Disneyland Paris in January, and I'm hoping whilst I'm there, they're going to have the sales, which could be incredible. And then definitely getting ornaments because, like, if you want to stock up for next Christmas, do it when the sales are on. So if they've got spirit jerseys, anything like that, I'm on the lookout, which will be so good. It'll be so fun. But some other things in Disney World, I've got to remember to keep talking about Disney because I get so excited. But Hollywood Studios, you also have Tower of Terror holiday projections. There's Hollywood and Vine. You at lunch and dinner, when you do Minnie and her friends for a character dining meal, they will all be in their Christmas costumes. I think the menu also has like a Christmassy flair to it. Disney Springs has a Christmas tree trail, which is so cute, and they have really cool ones. They have ones that are themed to certain rides, to certain films. Like, they're really cool. So I always love seeing that. But I really am desperate to go to Disney World for Christmas because I have not done that before. I've not been for the Christmas season, and it's top of my list because it just looks incredible and there's so much to do. And like we were saying earlier, also the Grinch. Like, got to hop over to Universal and meet the Grinch because it looks so fun. If you haven't seen any of it, go on TikTok and it's hysterical, like so much fun. But you also have the gingerbread houses in the resorts and the giant trees. I would say the two best resorts for Christmas decor is definitely the Grand Floridian. There you get the gingerbread house and the incredible tree. And Animal Kingdom Lodge also has an amazing tree, as does Wilderness Lodge. Those are like my three favourite resorts for Christmas trees. in Disney World, but it's definitely worth taking a little trip, particularly like somewhere like the Grand Floridian, which is on the monorail loop. You can super easily get there. The gingerbread house is really, really incredible. And interestingly, I feel like the gingerbread you can buy from there, they do have a vegan version, which is super nice. So you're also included, which is so fun. And something I love about Disney World is the water parks also get involved at Christmas. So Blizzard Beach, you can meet like Hawaiian Santa. It's literally amazing. He looks so cool. He's got like his little shirt and shorts on. Like such a great place to meet Santa, and probably a much shorter wait, I would imagine, than if you go somewhere like the parks or Disney Springs to meet Santa. And they also have snow, which is perfect for the theme of Blizzard Beach. So there's so much going on in Disney World. Of course, you also have the specialty treats, the specialty merch. They have specialty photo spots and like magic shots with photo pass. So there's a lot going on, and I just feel like it's the best. It's the best. Where else can you get to experience all of this in one trip? And like being in Disney on its own, incredible. Adding Christmas on top and all of the extras, it's unbelievable. Speaking of weird Christmas ornaments, they also did a range of villain shoes. So I've got a handbag and shoes, but I kind of love that they do these weird ones. They're like, yeah, why not? Might as well. And what? Yeah, exactly. Why not? Oh, we're getting rid of the very, very heavy ones because they're the hardest to put up. But we do have another one, which is the old hag. Snow White is one of my favourite Disney films. And the Evil Queen is one of my favourite Disney villains, but I particularly love her when she's the old hag. Plus she has the little poison apple dangling, which I think is so cute. And well, it's a weird thing to say, isn't it? The poison apple that can kill people. That's cute. Love that accessory. I genuinely do love it. And but again, it's very heavy. The tree's gonna come down. It's not good. But this is what I tend to do as well. All of the ornaments like this, I put at the front of the tree. And then the filler ornaments, they could go around the back as well. But the big ones, I've got to be able to see them because I'm very invested in them. So I'm going to move on to now some of my other ornaments, which are not Disney related, but we have some little Nutcracker men, very, very cute. And as we're talking about Nutcrackers, we're going to move over to Disneyland in California to talk about what they do in their parks. One of the things you will see in DCA are Nutcrackers, little toy soldiers, doing performances, which is so, so cute. And they also have an amazing parade. And I was absolutely blown away because you obviously have Mickey, Minnie, you have the princesses, but you also have Santa. You had, you know, like those retro reindeer that were like Christmas decorations in like the 50s. You have them dancing around. You've got like little snow fairies. You've got Nutcrackers. Like, it's an amazing parade. I was so blown away by it. You of course also get a fireworks show that is Christmas themed. You get snow on Main Street, and this year they're also expanding it, so it's going to be in more areas of Disneyland Park itself. You get incredible ride overlays. So there is a small world. I thought it was just the amazing lights on the outside, which is stunning. It's so beautiful because there's thousands and thousands of lights. I had no idea that the ride itself changed. So when I went on the little boat, and all of the songs, it's a mashup between the normal It's a Small World song and Christmas songs. And it's remarkable. It's so good. And then the actual rooms have Christmas decorations. They have scents like gingerbread and stuff pumping in. Like, I was like, this is one of the best things I've ever done. I was so blown away by it. And also, of course, we can't not talk about Haunted Mansion Holiday, where Haunted Mansion turns into a Nightmare Before Christmas overlay, which again, I was kind of worried because I love Haunted Mansion and I was obsessed. Like, it really doesn't take away, it really adds to the ride, and it's such a fun theme. And I was like, I'm not like the biggest kind of Nightmare Before Christmas fan. I did see something the other day which really made me laugh because they were saying like Nightmare Before Christmas is kind of like the live, laugh, live, the live life. You know that phrase that people hate, live, laugh, live, whatever that is. Is that for goths? And I'm like, it is, isn't it? It's very commercial now. But also, we've settled the debate. It's actually a Christmas film. it's not a Halloween film. So I'm glad we're now in the season to fully appreciate Nightmare Before Christmas. And Haunted Mansion Holiday was incredible. Like, I was so blown away by it. You also got to have it's called Wintertime Enchantment, which is they have thousands of like icy white lights on the castle itself. And it is stunning because obviously Disneyland Castle is famous for being a little bit small. But when you have all of these lights on it, it's so beautiful. And I was just like, I was so blown away. And I was so glad to have gone at Christmas time. It was very interesting because obviously in California it was still warm. So in the daytime you're walking around in t-shirts. And then in the evening you might need like a little jacket, something like that. But I was so glad to have experienced Christmas in Disneyland. And it was just so good. And now I'm desperate to go to all of the parks and experience Christmas because it was my favourite. They also have a brand new thing coming this year called Santa and Friends. So it's going to be in Disneyland Park itself. You're going to get to meet Santa and some popular Disney characters. But there's also going to be like crafts you can do. There's going to be sing-alongs. So that sounds really, really cute. I love that they're like, we need more Christmas. There's not enough Christmas. It's just so, so good. Over in DCA, you have World of Colour Season of Light, which I did, and I did the dessert party for. And it was so cute. Like, World of Colour is such a unique show. And having like all of those fountains and the projections and the lasers, like, it's wonderful. So to see a Christmassy version was great. And I loved the dessert party because firstly, you could sit down. Absolutely incredible. At the end of a Disney day, sitting down is key. Then also you had an unobstructed view. It was literally incredible. Really nice desserts. I really, really enjoyed it. And it was great to kind of have a special experience because I was like, you know, I'm only going to be here for this now. You don't get to go to Disneyland in California as much. So let's do that. And it was so worthwhile. You also have Festival of the Holidays there. So again, you get food booths from all around the world, which is so, so cool. This year, they've got a new Encanto and Coco show as well, which is fantastic, as well as the famous Viva Navidad, which is a celebration from Latin America and how they celebrate Christmas, which looks so, so good. It's like a standout. I didn't actually catch it whilst I was there, which I'm very sad about, but obviously have to go back. It's just well worthwhile. And you can also meet Santa in the Redwood Creek Trails, which was so, so good. I turned up and he just left. And I was like, I know he's busy, so I will allow it, but it was very sad. But like I said, one of my favourite things was going to the Grand Californian Hotel. They had an absolutely stunning, huge tree. They had the gingerbread houses. They had Dickens carol singers, like all dressed up like Victorians, carol singing. It was literally incredible. And I absolutely loved it. Like, there was nothing more festive. And I think what's interesting is this year I'm feeling much more Christmassy, and I think it's because of having that experience last year, and then now knowing so many people in Disney at Christmas at the moment and living vicariously through them. And like, normally my tree doesn't go up until December. I'm like, I won't accept it. But this year I've been itching to get it up, which is amazing. I love it. Yes, Lorna, you're so right. Typical Tink, her naughtiness is showing. She's already trying to cause trouble, but we love her for it. She's a rebel, which I love. Oh, this is such a good point, Angie. What's the best way to find times for the holiday shows and fireworks? Now, what I would always say is the best place is either the Disney website itself or the apps related to the parks. What is interesting is some parks, like Disneyland itself, they don't have the fireworks every single night, which is really difficult because obviously when you're there, you want to be able to see the fireworks and have the flexibility of watching it any day. So I would check that for sure because that can catch you out. But typically the other parks, it'll be every night, but the app will give you the latest times, and I love the app. Like, it's where I go for everything. You can get like show times, so like the Christmas parades and even like meet and greets. They'll tell you where you can go and meet characters, especially people like Santa who aren't normally there. It's great to know this is where you can go and meet him. So I definitely think the app is the way forward. Like, I love the app. And it does feel, I know a lot of people aren't a fan of the app because they're worried it's going to take up a lot of time of their day looking things up. But I think it's really convenient. And whenever I use the app, it's only for like a minute or so at a time. So I don't think it causes too much interruption to your day, which is good. Lorna says Disney Springs has a roving, talking Christmas tree, and she can't wait to see it. I need to hear all about this when you've seen it. That is absolutely amazing. That reminds me, or if I imagined this, didn't they used to have roving trash cans in Disney that talk to you? Because unless I've had a fever dream, I feel like when I was a kid, I had a trash can talk to me. I hope I haven't made that up. But this Christmas tree is next level. That sounds so good. So, Lisa, normally the Christmas tree will go up in Disney World the very beginning of November. So, like, I think this year, and it's typical most years, you have Halloween, and literally the next morning you wake up and the Christmas decoration's already up. The Christmas season doesn't officially start till a little while later. So, like, where you have the Christmas parties, etc., etc. This year it has been a little bit late, I think. It's every park's been like mid-November. It's normally a little bit earlier than that. But you will straight away see Christmas decorations, which, if you time it right, if you go at the end of October, beginning of November, you can celebrate both Halloween and Christmas in the Disney parks, which is awesome. And I've done that once in Disneyland Paris, and it was so fun, because the beginning of the week, everything was decorated Halloween. You had like the Halloween parade, amazing. Then there was a day where it was like a transition. So there was like no parade or anything, and the decorations were changing. And then you went straight into Halloween. And it was absolutely awesome to experience both in one trip. So that was really fun. Yes, Lisa, you love the Haunted Mansion ornaments, but they were so expensive. And that is the downside. Some of these ornaments, I think the Disneyland one that lights up, I think it was about $40. It was insane. So some of the ornaments are out of control. But that is the downside. But I'm like, I try and mix and match. So like some years have a more expensive one. Like I said, a few of these I've managed to get free or in the sales, which has been really handy. Yes, Lisa, it's live, laugh, love. I can't even say it, but I'm so glad that you pointed at what the actual thing was. Hi, Mary. Thank you so much. This is such a fun spirit jersey. Like, I love getting a spirit jersey from like the different parks when you visit, or different attractions. I love now that they've expanded so much. So I was like, I have to get a Christmas one. It's so cute. Yes, Jamie, Nightmare is your first Christmas film of the year, normally mid-November, so it sits between Halloween and Christmas. That's the way to do it, isn't it? Because then you're getting the best of both worlds. And I recently watched it again, and I haven't seen it for a long time, and I was so impressed, and I was like, it's so good. And absolutely love it. But I'm going to get up because I'm kneeling down, and this is the moment where I realise I'm old, and my knees now give way, and I just collapse on the floor. So if that happens, I apologise. If all of a sudden everything falls over because I've crashed onto the table, you know what's happened. But I love little nutcrackers. They feel so traditional, which is so nice. And I tend to do this. Like, I got these when I was in Poland. Was I in Poland or was I in Prague? But whenever I go anywhere, I try and get Christmas ornaments. I love the way I was just about to say, so I can remember the place, and then I'm like, I don't remember which place I got these from. I actually think it was Prague, now I'm thinking about it. But, oh, let's see if we can hook him under here. But I think that's one of the really nice things. We've got some more. Where did this one come from? This one came from Vienna. So I distinctly remember the little horse from Vienna, which is so fun. What I tend to do as well is these ones I have a little bit higher up, and then the small ones I put around the bottom, because what happens is the cats are like, oh, I've got a present, and then they just butt them and they go across the room. So I'm like, put the little ones at the bottom so they can play with them. And then that'll prevent like things getting destroyed. I've also got a little London bus, which is very cute. I really like these like felt ones. They feel like, again, like super traditional. And I think I got this when I went to the Shard. Me and my dad went up the Shard once, and I bought this. I don't really need it. I lived in London for 8 years, didn't buy anything London-based whilst I was living in London. Left London, suddenly bought a London ornament. Let's pop you up here. But do you have any Disney traditions or Christmas traditions? Have you been to Disney at Christmas? I do think it is such a special time to visit, and next year I'm going to be going to Disneyland Paris in November to get to celebrate it and see. And I actually really like that, because the Christmas season does last quite a while, you don't have to go over like Christmas week itself, because that is always the busiest time of year in Disney. And the idea of being in Disney at Christmas sounds amazing. I don't think I could cope with the crowds. I don't think I could do it. So going in November is a really, really good option, because that way you're getting to experience all the Christmas stuff, but it's a bit quieter. And obviously the closer you get to Christmas, the busier it gets. So November's a really good time to visit. And I think that's why I know so many people at the moment that are going, because we've all got the same idea. So actually, maybe next year it'll be really busy because we're all going in November now. But it's such a wonderful time of year to visit. And as we're talking about it, we might as well move on to Disneyland Paris, because they currently have some amazing celebrations going on. They've got this beautiful parade, and it happens twice a day. And what's nice is one is kind of in daytime and one is at night. So you get to see everything lit up, which is so, so cute. You also get snow on Main Street, although they've had loads of actual snow, because this week there was a massive, did you say downpour of snow? That's not the phrase, but there was a massive problem with snow. Lots of things had to shut, but it looked stunning. It was like being inside a snow globe. It was literally incredible. It was so beautiful. It's so good. They also have a Christmas tree lighting ceremony. They have Let's Sing Christmas, which is a show with Disney characters and singing. Of course, you can meet Santa, and the electrical sky parade also changes to a Christmas version, which I think is so, so cute. And of course, the hotels are also decorated. So it's well worth going to visit them. And I think what's great is because the hotels are so close to the parks, I love to go and like have a look around. You can meet Disney characters in the hotels. They have amazing bars, amazing restaurants. So I always love to go to the hotels when I'm at Disneyland Paris, because there's so much you can go and experience there. And they're a few minutes walk away from the parks, which is so nice. Oh, let's have a little look. Hi, Laurie. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, the tree is starting to take shape. Now, I will say, and it won't go on this long, normally it takes me about 4 hours to decorate the tree. I'm not going to hold you hostage for 4 hours. But I think it's because the little ones, like I say, by the end of it, there's like no space. I literally feel like every gap. So that's why it takes so long. If I had a more reasonable amount of ornaments to put on, it wouldn't take so long, which is so, so good. Oh, this is a great question. So Zoe has asked what is going to be at the top of the Christmas tree. So we'll do the big reveal. Oh, here he comes. Ooh. And it's actually a little Jack with a present. Had to be Disney. Had to be Disney. And it's so cute. And I just love this because it's kind of different. I love just kind of being like, oh, it's like the like popular goth thing to have it. But I also think I can't go wrong because it is the most Christmassy Disney thing. So he will go on at the very, very end, which is very exciting. Yes, and you're also going for next November. Halloween was far too busy for you. And that's the downside, isn't it? Like, it's so fun to go during the seasons because I think it adds so much to all of the parks. But the closer you get to the actual dates, the busier it gets. And just in general, those seasons are busier. And it can just be like, oh no. And I feel like, I don't know what's happening, but this year, all of the Disney parks seem to have been much busier than they have for, obviously, since COVID, but like even before COVID, they weren't to the level that they are now. They're getting very, very, very busy. And it's interesting because they're more expensive than ever. So who knows what's happening? I don't know if there will start to be a lull because people are kind of like, it is getting too pricey, or they'll wait for certain things. So like Disneyland Paris, people might wait for Frozen Land to open. Epic Universe is obviously going to be big next year in Disney World. I would say Disneyland's going to be exciting next year because it is the 70th anniversary of the park opening, which is so wild to think it's 70 years. But they're also having that amazing Walt Disney animatronic coming, which I can't cope. Like, I would cry immediately. It would happen, but I think that's going to be really cool. And if you could combine like the 70th anniversary and Christmas, you know, where can you go wrong? That's like absolutely amazing. Lisa, you said your first visit was a Christmas Eve in Walt Disney World, and then they had the Osborne Christmas lights. This is something that used to be in Hollywood Studios, and people absolutely loved it. And it's so, so sad that stopped because it was literally like the whole of the street lead when you get into Hollywood Studios completely covered with lights, like absolutely incredible. And I don't know why that ended, and maybe it will come back. I think now that they've kind of switched to Jollywood, maybe it won't, but it always looked so incredible. And Lisa, you're going next November to Disney World and Paris, which will be awesome. And yes, we're meeting up in Disneyland Paris, which is going to be amazing. But it's going to be so nice that you're going to get to experience both. And I know Laurie has just done that. He's just been out in Orlando, experiencing Christmas there, and then flew back straight into Disneyland Paris and got to experience Disneyland Paris Christmas, which, what an incredible trip. So I think that's going to be so fun. Oh, Louise, your Christmas traditions and Disney traditions are interlinked. And like you said on Facebook, you and your husband's first Christmas together was in Disneyland Paris. You got married and your anniversary is on the 21st. And that's so nice that your wedding was a Cinderella theme. That's like iconic. How beautiful. Big dress, lots of twinkly lights, Walt Disney quotes, and you walked down the aisle at 12 p.m. Cinderella time. That is iconic, because like you said, what's really nice about that is it's like really subtle touches, but they're like really meaningful, and that sounds absolutely stunning. And it's so nice that you have that. And it's like, our anniversary is near Christmas, we get to go to Disney to celebrate our anniversary, and it just be so magical. So it's just perfect. Yes, Lisa, it was Hollywood Studios. Those lights looked incredible, and I think they need to bring it back, because people were obsessed with it. And I think, if I'm right, that it was just like a family that used to fundraise, or maybe I'm completely making this up, but I think that's how it started, was just this family that like wanted to do this thing and bring joy to people, and people were obsessed with it. People absolutely loved it. So it's so sad it ended. It is a shame, because I feel like COVID obviously ended a lot of things, because people either then couldn't afford stuff, or just the way to do things changed. And then by the time people could do things again, things had moved on. So it's a shame, isn't it? Because it's like, there's a lot of things we haven't got to see again. But hopefully at some point in the future, something like that will happen. What's really interesting is the Asian parks also do stuff for Christmas, which I think is so nice, because where they're different cultures and they don't typically celebrate Christmas, I was like, I wonder if they will do Christmas celebrations, but they absolutely do, which is fantastic. So if you go to Tokyo, of course, you get characters in their Christmas costumes, including Duffy and all of his pals. You get Disney Christmas Stories Fond Farewell, which is a parade, although this year is the final year they're doing that parade. I'm assuming next year they will come up with a new parade, but this one, it's done. We can't see that unless you're heading to Tokyo in the next few weeks. They also have their own electrical parade called Dream Lights, and they have that as a Christmas version. This I would be all about. Country Bear Jingle Jamboree. They have a Christmas overlay on the Country Bears. Like, I'm obsessed with it. And turning them to do Christmas songs, I couldn't cope. And like Christmas costumes. So that sounds right up my alley. They also do a version of Haunted Mansion Holidays. They have a Nightmare Before Christmas theme again, but I think it is kind of different. So I think it's really fun that something Disney do really well is having things that we all know and love, so it's familiar, but having their own personality for it, which is incredible. And Disney Sea has characters in their costumes doing little songs. Not so much in Disney Sea to see, but but I think that also makes sense, because Disneyland Park is obviously the one everyone thinks of with the castle and the decorations, so I think it makes sense that that's where most of it is held. Oh, Jamie, this is good. When in the year is your favourite time to go? I think it's difficult. I do think Christmas is my favourite, because it is just, like I say, being in a Christmas movie. I've never experienced anything like it. I'm just like, this is the most Christmassy I've ever felt. And as someone who's not really into Christmas, it's the one time where I'm like so into Christmas. I'm like, this is what people feel like. This is why people love Christmas. I also do love Halloween, because I love everything spooky. If you can combine it, like I did with going to like Universal Halloween Horror Nights, so you get like both the fun and the scary, it's great. But I also do like visiting in the off seasons, just because it's quieter and it's better pricing. And I'm like, you know, I'm happy to go to Disneyland Paris and the weather be cold or something like that, because if there's less people and I don't have to queue that long, I will take that. Which is so fun. Oh, Laurie says Hong Kong has started Duffy and Mickey Christmas drone show, and you're desperate to see it. It's just incredible, isn't it? Like, I'm so glad the Disney parks are using drones now, because they're just absolutely epic. They add so much, I think. And I love the Duffy love. I just think it's amazing that there's so much Duffy. And I love that in the Asian parks, everyone's a bit like Mickey who. Like, Duffy is where it's at. And I'm obsessed with Gelatoni, who is the little cat. Like, and this is the problem. I know if I go to the Asian parks, I'm going to bankrupt myself, because I'm going to buy absolutely everything, because their merchandise is so incredible, and there's so much stuff that you can't get other places. And I'm like, I'm going to need about 15 suitcases and to have won the lottery because I just know what I'm like, and I have no self-restraint, and it's going to be very difficult. It's no fun. But yes, in Shanghai, they also have a lot going on. They have Mickey's Magical Christmas Tree Lighting Ceremony, which also includes Mickey, Minnie, Duffy, and friends. So I love that it's not just like, oh, we're turning the lights on. It's like a proper little show, which is lovely. They have Christmas Swing, which is a singing, I was going to say singing competition, which is it's a singing show that features Disney characters. You also have Light Up the Holidays with Magic, where Elsa lights up the castle, which sounds amazing and very festive. You have Disney Winter Magic Cavalcade. You have Snow on Mickey Avenue. You have the Frostival, which is a great word, which is the nighttime castle show. So you have all the projections, the fireworks, everything you would normally have, but it's all Christmas themed. And in downtown Disney, you also have a Christmas tree trail. So I love that that kind of is going all around the world, that you get this Christmas tree trail, because it looks so cute. And like you say, in Hong Kong, you have the characters in their costumes, including Duffy and all of his pals. Duffy is a boy, right? And Shirley May is his girlfriend? Oh, have I just made this up? I'm just forcing them to be together. They're like, no. Which is something I always like to talk about. As a child-free millennial, when people are all like, Disney is just for like families, it's just families. And I'm like, who are the ultimate child-free couple? Mickey and Minnie. Who are their best friends? Daisy and Donald. They're also child-free. I will die on this hill. Like, who's their other best pal? Oh, is it Goofy, the single dad? And I love that they have this like subtle representation. I don't think it was intended, but I absolutely love it. It's so good. But you also have a tree lighting ceremony out in Hong Kong. You have Mickey and Friends Christmas Time Ball, which is a show in front of the castle featuring songs and dancing. You have Wish Upon a Star, which is Duffy and friends in their Christmas costumes in front of the castle. You have the Disney Christmas Live in Concert, which only happens over 3 weekends, from like November leading up to Christmas. And it's stuff like Disney songs, Christmas songs. They have features Hong Kong children's choir and famous Chinese singers. So it's kind of a bit like candlelight processional, as in there will be like celebrities there, and it's kind of a limited event. But that sounds super fun. Also, you can have a Christmas dinner buffet at the Explorers Hotel, which I think is really cool. Something I did forget to mention, Disneyland have something which I think is so cool. And they have an afternoon tea with Mrs. and Mrs. Claus. How incredible is that? Like, what better? And I don't think that was happening when I was there last year, because I 100% would have done that. But I was just like, this is incredible. That sells out like almost immediately, because it just sounds awesome. But what a really cool, fun thing. Oh, the cat's arrived. This is the thing. They love the Christmas tree growing up. They've got into an age now where they're too big to get in the tree. Like when they were kittens, they would be climbing up the tree. You'd come down in the morning, the tree's on the floor. Luckily, they've realised I'm too big to do that now. But they love the Christmas tree. Oh, let me get some more. I'm going to stand up again, because I've done this stupid thing of kneeling down. I don't know why I keep kneeling down, because it's going to get to a point where I'm not going to be able to get back up, guys. I'm genuinely, I'm too old. I'm too old to kneel down. I've got to learn. It's so good. Laurie, yeah, Duffy is a boy. Okay, it's confirmed. It's so good. Yes, Lisa, they are true iconic childless heroes, which is the thing, isn't it? I don't think it's intended. I also, Mickey and Minnie aren't married. So they're just really a modern couple. They're just living their best lives in Disney. No kids, no marriage, just having a great time together. I have seen, I don't know if you've seen on TikTok, there's really funny videos where like women will talk about, they'll meet Minnie and they've just got engaged, and then like Minnie like looks for Mickey and she's like, where's the ring? Like, it's so fun. I've got a little sloth here that I got in Costa Rica with his little Christmas hat on, which is so cute. Oh, Jeffrey, you gonna say hello? Who's this? You gonna come and say hello? I love sloths. I'm absolutely obsessed with them. I think they're so cute. I just can't get over them. And like Zootopia, obsessed with the sloth. I can't get enough of him. Like, what an iconic character. Right, I think we're also going to start talking about Disney Plus, because this is something that I need to start getting better at, and it's just really diving into Christmas films, because I feel like they really help you get into the spirit. My all-time favourite Christmas movie is A Muppets Christmas Carol. I literally don't think there's any film better. I am obsessed with it. It's so good. So I always watch that every single year. I will cry every single year. But it's so brilliant. And I firmly believe any story that is told with the Muppets is always the best version. Which is why I'm firmly on the bandwagon of, instead of doing live action remakes, they need to do Muppet remakes. Because I would absolutely burst to see. But what do you think are the best Christmas films ever? I think my favourites, obviously Muppets Christmas Carol, love Elf a lot. I do love Home Alone, which makes me feel very basic millennial, but I do love these. I also love the ones that don't get as much praise, like Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think that's a brilliant Christmas film. It's so good. But let's talk about some of the Christmas films that you will find on Disney Plus. Maybe I'm going to sit down. Should I sit down instead of kneeling? And then maybe I'll be able to get back up. Let's hope that I just don't disappear out of shot entirely. Wait a minute, we might have to tip the camera. Okay, I'm still in the shot. We've made it. This is good news. But obviously they've got Muppets Christmas Carol. Needs to immediately be everyone's Christmas film. They have Deck the Halls, but a new version, which I'm kind of interested to see, because I do love the original Deck the Halls with like Matthew Broderick. But I'd be interested to see this. They have all of the Home Alone films, and I did see last year they did a new Home Alone, which was cute, but it's like, it's never going to be Home Alone. It's never going to be the same, but it was cute. So they have all of the Home Alone films, of course, Nightmare Before Christmas, which this entire season, Halloween and Christmas, I will constantly be saying Nightmare Before Elm Street. That's what I keep saying, and I'm trying really hard to not say it, but I keep confusing the two. And but what an amazing mashup that could be. Maybe they need to do that. That'd be so good. They've also got all of the Santa Claus films with Tim Allen, but they've also got the TV series that they made that came out last year, which I think is really cool. It's nice to kind of see that get fleshed out. They also have some of their original films, like Noel, that has Anna Kendrick. I'm just going to point out, Jaffa's very keen to say hello, so we're just going to show Jaffa quickly so that he can have his little debut. Say hello, Jaffa. Hello, Merry Christmas. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. But I really liked that, and they also have Godmothered. So I love that they are still doing like these original films that kind of go straight onto Disney Plus. They don't appear in cinemas, but they're really cute and very festive, and I liked both of them. You can also watch the animated version of A Christmas Carol, where Jim Carrey is the main character and voices it. You have Die Hard. Is this a Christmas film? Is it not a Christmas film? Are films that are set at Christmas still considered Christmas films? What do you think? I'd love to know. Yes, Jamie, you love Tim Allen's Santa Claus. It is such a great film. Like, it's so fun. And I feel like we haven't had any like proper Christmas films for a long time, like new ones. Because like I say, like the Santa Claus, Jingle All the Way, all of them when they came out, iconic. Polar Express, oh my God, amazing. Lots of people like the Santa Claus, which is so nice. Laurie says he can hear Jaffa singing Oh Christmas Tree later on. Yep, it's so true. But it's probably more like, put me down, please put me down, I don't want to be picked up. That's probably his version. But I can guarantee tomorrow morning when I come downstairs, there will be baubles on the floor because he's like, had fun at night. If the tree doesn't fall over at some point, it's a win. It's absolutely amazing. Lisa, that's so interesting. Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter are Christmas movies because you always watch them during Christmas time. That's so true. And in the UK, they tend to put on, I think between Christmas and New Year, they put on the Harry Potter movies every single night. And then New Year's Eve, it's obviously the final one, which I think is amazing because then you spend New Year's Eve crying. But I do love that they tend to do that every year. And that's such a good point. If there are films that you always traditionally watch every single year, they are Christmas films because it's something you do of that season. Something that now to me feels very Christmassy, even though it's not Christmassy at all, is The Mandalorian. Just because season 2 of The Mandalorian, when it was going out over Christmas, and it was COVID Christmas, so it's the one where you couldn't see anyone, and I so distinctly remember watching The Mandalorian, and particularly season 2, episode 8, that season finale. And that's what I always think of at Christmas, because I think that came out just a few days before Christmas Day, and I was blown away. So I'm with you. I feel like some things, if you've seen them at Christmas time, they feel Christmassy to you. They also have a lot of films that are kind of ones that are made just for Disney. I'm assuming they used to be on like Disney Channel, or maybe they've just made them for Disney Plus. But of course we have iconic things like Santa Paws and Santa Buddies. So combining Christmas and dogs, it couldn't be any better. Like, it's literally incredible. Oh, this isn't Disney, but Miracle on 34th Street, they've got both versions. And again, I think that's such an amazing film. Like, I obviously love the Richard Attenborough version. My dad's like, no, you've got to watch the original. And I'm like, we can watch both because Disney Plus have both, which is fantastic. You also have stuff like, this year, I'm thinking of checking out The Naughty Nine, Are We Home for Christmas, One Magic Christmas, Same Time Next Christmas, 12 Dates of Christmas. So it's all of these films that I've never ever heard of, but they were on Disney Plus. And I'm like, I think I'm really going to try and get into the Christmas season this year. And I feel like watching all of these is a really good option. Something I also like is when they have like specials. So they've got a Muppets Christmas Letter to Santa. Love it. Anything Muppets, I will watch it. They've got High School Musical, a holiday special, which is so fun. Something I am desperate to watch. I think I watched it last year, but I'm going to watch it every year now. Is they have Christmas with Walt Disney, which was like a special that was on the telly way back when, but they've put it onto Disney Plus, which is so wonderful to see. Disney Holiday Sing Along, absolutely awesome. They have a Disney Plus special all about decorating Christmas, like Disney Christmas Magic, something like that, where it shows you how they decorate the parks, which is so interesting to see. They also have the Disney Weddings special, where it's like Christmas themed weddings. So if you like watching people getting married and at Christmas, we can do both, which is absolutely incredible. Jill, you're so right. It's a Wonderful Life, like such an iconic Christmas film. Absolutely love that. Jamie, Beauty and the Beast, Enchanted Christmas. That's something I've got because, again, on Disney Plus, they've got all of these animated Christmas specials, which is amazing. So you have Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, Mickey Saves Christmas, Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas, Mickey's Christmas Carol, Mickey and Minnie's Wish Upon a Christmas, Beauty and the Beast, Enchanted Christmas, Winnie the Pooh, A Very Merry Pooh Year, which doesn't sound like he was having a good time. This is something that I would like to address publicly. When I worked in the Disney store, there was a problem. And the problem is Winnie the Pooh. Winnie is his name, and he is a Pooh Bear. But yet everyone calls him Pooh. That's like me being like, I'm Sophie the Human, but you just call me Human. It makes no sense. We need to know which Pooh Bear we're talking about. But it's also very awkward when you would go up to people and be like, oh, is there anything I can help you with? Is there anything you're looking for specifically? And they would be like, I need a poo. And you're like, no, can you please leave out? But it's just because we keep calling him Pooh. We've got to change it. And this movie title, I think, is absolutely hysterical because A very merry Pooh year does not sound like he was having a good time. I haven't seen it and I'm now desperate to see it, which is so good. We also have Deck the Halls, but a Mickey Mouse Christmas special. Once Upon a Snowman with Olaf. We have also there's like a Arendelle Yule log. So if you're looking for something just to put on the telly, I would like to apologise for this light. It's a reflection of the light bulb. It's not an orb or a ghost or something. It's just a very annoying reflection, so I do apologise. But it's really nice sometimes just to have like a little Yule log cozy moment, so you can put that on in the background. I also love that there are specials. So they have like a Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, a Star Wars Christmas special. And something that I like about Disney Plus is if you go to like the little search, the one that looks like a spyglass, magnifying glass, whatever that symbol is, they come up with all the different collections, and they have a Christmas collection. So there you can see all of the films, all of the TV shows, all of the animated shows. But something I also love is they have all of the Christmas special episodes from like The Simpsons, Futurama, Modern Family. So if you're just wanting to watch those like festive episodes, you can find them all in one place, which I think is so convenient. That's Jaffa. I mean, obviously, it's not something I would do. I'm not scratching a post. But I think there's so many things on Disney Plus that I need to watch this year because, like I said, I'm trying to really get into Christmas this year because I'm not going to be in Disney. I'm going to do it with the films. And I've already started. Now, admittedly, this wasn't on Disney Plus, but I watched a Christmas film yesterday on Netflix. The what's it called? Like, it's something about Hot Snowman. That's not the name of the film. It's kind of like that. Which is quite fun. I actually know someone who writes Christmas movies for the Hallmark Channel, which I think is incredible. That's what they do all year round. Like, how amazing. So I feel like a lot of these I need to get into. Particularly, I really do like the animated ones. So when it was Halloween season, I was watching the kind of Mickey ones that are Halloween themed. There's a brilliant one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's it's Minnie and Daisy trained to be witches. Loved that. That was great. So I feel like I need to really get into all of these. And like you say, Jamie, like the fact there's a Beauty and the Beast Christmas one, absolutely incredible. So I have to be watching that. Oh, Jamie, Wizard of Oz. That's such a good go-to because again, it feels like it's always on this time of year. Something that's on this time of year, which isn't a Christmas movie, but I love, is Sound of Music. They show it every Christmas. I'm obsessed with the Sound of Music. One of my like bucket list things to do is to go to Salzburg in Austria so I can go on a Sound of Music tour. Absolutely love it. It's so good. Jill, I've never seen Claus. I need to go and see this because it looks really good. But I just absolutely love that you've got like all of these little like extra films and I've just remembered something which I haven't put on the tree yet, which is super important. It's the Christmas pickle. So this year, when I was in Epcot, I succumbed. I've been tricked. I've been bamboozled. I've been fooled. And I've been convinced that in Germany, everyone puts a pickle on their tree, which I know for a fact is not true. Lisa will be able to tell us, is this a thing that people are doing in Germany? Is everyone putting a pickle on the tree? Because in Epcot, if you go to the shop that has all the Christmas ornaments, in the Germany Pavilion, they have a whole host of different pickles. And they're telling us that in Germany, people have a pickle, they hide it on the tree, and whoever finds the pickle gets an extra present. Now, the people I know that live in Germany have all said that isn't a thing. The girl in the shop was from Hamburg, and she was like, this is not a thing. Lisa, this is brilliant. She said, this is not a thing. We've all been bamboozled to buy a $30 pickle from Disney. Oh, this is good. I'm going to watch Claus then. Claus is on Netflix. I'm doing it. But this one I've ended up getting... Let's have a look. It's saying... Where does it say it's from? Well, unless Disney are lying, this says on it that it was made in Germany by Glitz Glamour and has Swarovski little gems on it, which are so cute. It's so bedazzled. The problem is, I'm a bit like a magpie. If I see anything bedazzled, I want it. Now thinking about it, I should have got one that was Disney. So they had like a pickle with a Disney. Oh no, Jaffa, you can't take over the live stream, please. Jaffa, come on then. Come on. Come on, it's not your live stream. I know you're very, yeah, that's legs. I can see your legs still. Excuse me. Thank you. Oh my god, don't knock over the table. Jaffa, you okay? He's kind of, no, come on then. Down you go. Please. I love that it's like negotiating. You're like, please don't do that. But oh, this is a good point, Jamie. Wicked might be a new Christmas film because of the time of year it's come out. Very excited to go and see it. I love the musical. I've partly read the book, haven't read the whole thing. I think it's going to be interesting to see because obviously it's in 2 parts. And I'm like, oh, that feels quite long. So I don't know if they're adding a lot of extra details from the books, but I think it should be so good. Everyone I know that's seen it so far has said it's incredible. So I'm hoping next week to go and see it, which will be so good. But yeah, this was actually only a $20 pickle, so I don't have to feel as bad. But I'll probably take these little labels off. But I've been bamboozled. I've fallen into the trap, but I love it. I would also like to say the crystals fall off upon sight. If you look at one, they drop off. So I don't think it's going to stay bedazzled for very long. But I don't really need to hide it because it's only me and the cats. So, if they find it, let's see if we can hide him here. If they find it, they can have some treats. I'm sure Jaffa would like that. Jaffa's very treat motivated, so he will probably be the person that finds the pickle. Coco, not so bothered. It's so funny. Yes, Laura, you're so right. Jaffa's like, it's also a joint production now. Like, I'm definitely part of this live stream, which is so fun. Jamie, you've seen Wicked. It's amazing. Doesn't feel like a nearly 3-hour film at all. That's so exciting. I'm so glad to hear it. Like, it sounds, by all reviews, incredible. Yes, Jill, when you were growing up, Wizard of Oz was on every year. And yes, I feel like that's still, in the UK, we see it every year, which is so nice. And like you say, there are so many films, when you start thinking about it, that are on in the Christmas season that aren't Christmas films, but you associate with Christmas because they're always on. And it's just such a good film. Like, I really love, like, those old classics. Like, I don't think you can beat them. Like, there's just something about them. And I really love it. Like I say, love Sound of Music. And there's so many people that haven't seen it. And then when I force them to watch it, they all love it. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe I haven't seen this before. And it's one of these films where, so I went to see it on stage last year with some friends, and it was incredible. And we were the youngest people in the audience. And when it got to the interval, I came out and my first comment was, oh my God, it is banger after banger. You'd think I was in Ibiza, but no, I was talking about the Sound of Music songs. But every single song, everyone knows. Like, even if you've never seen the Sound of Music, you would still know all of the songs because they're just so iconic. Like, it's so good. Oh, Lisa said, tree but pickles. Do you mean you hide a little tree instead of a pickle, but Americans have turned it into pickles? I'd love to know, because I'm obsessed. Because the lady I was talking to in the shop, she was saying that she thinks it was perhaps something that people who emigrated to Germany started doing once they got to the US, and then now people associate it as a German tradition, when really it was kind of like American Germans that started it. But it'd be interesting to hear if there is actual origins in Germany itself. Lorna, you said your old lady Gen X thought his name was Jasper. Loads of people think he's called Jasper, actually. I've got friends that have known me for years and they still call him Jasper because it does sound very similar. But because he's orange, I called him Jaffa. And when cats make biscuits, I say he's making Jaffa cakes, which I think is hysterical. Which is so fun. Jill, you liked the first half of the Wicked theatre show, but not the second half. Looking forward to seeing the film, though. I agree with you, because I feel like the second half, all of the songs are amazing, but the story's a bit slow. So when they said they were splitting it into 2 films, I thought, is that a good idea? Because it already feels like the musical is a bit slow in the second half. So it'll be interesting to see. Like, I think people have said, obviously this first film's amazing. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the second film, because The first film is longer than the entire stage show, which is wild. So it'll be interesting to see what the second one is like. And I suppose we've got a year to wait, but it's nice that they won't be super far apart. Like next Christmas, we'll also be able to see the second part, which is so, so good. Oh, Laurie has said, I so must go and see Wicked film. Was so upset that the new Wicked attraction wasn't open when you were in Universal. As they were running behind, but you did have the Wicked donut from Voodoo. So I'm obsessed with Voodoo donuts, so I'm so glad you got to have that. But yeah, it's so fun that they do have this kind of Wicked attraction now at Universal, which I think is going to be so cool. I've seen loads of people now already being like, they need to do some sort of permanent attraction because people are loving it. So I love that they've got these extras happening. That's really interesting, Jamie. You prefer the second act of the show, which is so interesting. I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like, that is something I love about shows like Wicked, is that they've become so popular and everyone you speak to has like a different favourite song, a different favourite character, a different favourite part of the story. And I kind of really love that. It's just like becomes such a big show that everyone has a different viewpoint of it, has different things that they connect to, different characters they connect to, which is so good. Okay, Lisa says the pickle is kind of true. We don't do it in Germany, but Germans did it in America. German immigrants have nothing to put on their trees apart from pickles. Okay, that's very sad. It's actually quite a sad story. But that's actually makes so much sense that it's actually kind of like an American German tradition. And yeah, hearing the whole story, I'm like, oh, it's actually quite sad. But it also makes sense where if you found, like now, it's like, if you find the pickle, you get an extra present. And it's kind of like now that people have managed to prosper, they can do a gift because they have the ability to, which is actually really nice. So I'm very happy to have a pickle. I'm very happy. And I'm glad we've got to the bottom of this. We don't have to feel like Disney have made something up so they can sell us expensive pickles. It is a genuine tradition, which is so fun. But I'm also glad that I've made you our official German advisor. So thank you, Lisa, for clearing everything up. Any Germany-related queries, we will send your way. You've become the official spokesperson for the whole of Germany, which is amazing. But I'm gonna get out. So, oh, I've also got I've got two more, which I'm very excited for. I've got a little corgi from Buckingham Palace and a little gingerbread man. And I don't know why I like the felt ones so much. I do kind of, oh, sorry, Jaffa. I do feel like I really like, I love Christmas ornaments that are Disney. And then I like to mix them with like traditional looking ornaments. And then you'll see soon just loads of gaudy ornaments. So it's just like a mixture of styles. Oh, let's put him up here because we haven't got anything up here. Oh, I love a corgi. If I got a dog, I would get a corgi. I'm obsessed with corgis. They are too cute. Why have we got a little gingerbread man? I'm going to put him down here and hope Jaffa doesn't take him. We might lose the gingerbread man to the cats. But I have lots of different, so I have like little presents, little stars. We have, I call them disco balls. They're not, they're just normal baubles. But then we do have kind of disco balls. So we have lots and lots of ones. And these I will then just place literally everywhere, all over the Christmas tree. Anywhere there is a spot, anywhere there is a place that an ornament can go, we just start putting them in. And it's an overload, but I kind of love it. I love that it's like, oh no, we can't put too many purple things next to each other. It is just like a big explosion. But like I say, it takes like 4 hours normally, and I'm like, I can't cope. I can't do 4 hours. So sometimes I have to like, I'll put film on, and then I'll do like an hour, and then I'll think I'll just watch the rest of the film, have a little break, put on another film, start again. Because doing 4 hours in a row, it's a lot, and it's almost like your eyes get fatigued as well, if that makes sense. You can't really see the forest for the trees because you're just too involved with the baubles, which is absolutely hysterical. We also have big stars. We've got some little reindeer. So just everything. And it's all pretty much pink. So the whole tree is kind of like pink, purple and reds. I kind of love it, and it's the problem is now I have the same thing every year. So the only new thing is I will get a new Disney ornament every year. But apart from that, the tree is always the same. But I just love it. I just really like the colour scheme. I just absolutely love it. Do you have any traditions when you put your trees up? Do you have like certain baubles? Do you have a certain routine? Do you do it a certain day of the year? I do love that everyone has their own little like Christmas traditions that they get up to, and it's so fun to hear other people's because you kind of get so used to doing your own. But it's kind of nice to see. Maybe I should pick up some other like traditions. Oh, it's already started. Jeff has already spied. He's already spied the baubles at the bottom of the tree. Oh, you found that gingerbread man, haven't you? You like the gingerbread man? Do you like him because he's ginger? And you're ginger. You're kindred spirits. Yes, you are. Maybe when he makes his biscuits this time of year, I should say he's making gingerbread man instead of Jaffa cakes. I should update my comedy routine, which will be so fun. Let's have a little look. Oh, this is so amazing. Lisa has a pickle on her tray. This is so much fun. And I'm so getting into it. I'm so glad because every time I go to Disney World, I always think about the pickle. And this year I was like, it's got to come home with me. We just got to really dive into it, which is so fun. Ooh, favourite Christmas song. So, my actual favourite Christmas song, like, as in, like, just a Christmas song, is Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Like, there's nothing that gets me in the Christmas spirit more. I just find it such a joyful song. I have to say, when I worked in the Disney store at Christmas, they used to have an amazing soundtrack of Disney characters singing Christmas songs. And I remember they had like the 12 Days of Christmas. And again, unless I've imagined this, Goofy would go 5 onion rings instead of 5 golden rings. And no matter how many times I heard it, I still laughed. I thought it was funny every single time. But I love that they had that as an album. That must surely be on Spotify. They must have Disney Christmas songs on Spotify, surely. But I do like a little Christmas playlist because all of those songs that you grew up hearing, like oh, this is where I can't remember any of the songs, but you know, like I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day, all of those songs I still love because I suppose being a millennial, the nostalgia generation, anything that reminds me of childhood, absolutely love it. So all of those songs, I can't think of any recent Christmas songs, but I have to say I'm one of these terrible people that listens to the same music that I listened to as a teenager. I have not updated my music taste whatsoever. I don't know any new people. Like, people will mention people's names and I'm like, I've heard their name, I do not know any of their songs. I sound ancient. But I don't know if you're one of those people or if you're someone that keeps up to date with music, but I've stuck to the same music for the past 20 years, which is bad. Laurie, this is a great question. Are you getting a Stitch ornament from Disneyland Paris? I will not be getting a Stitch ornament. I am not a Stitch fan, but what I do love, and I love that we all have the same joke, is that like Disneyland Paris, everything is Stitch. They love Stitch, and you can't move for Stitch. But I'm like, I can't. At Halloween, there was an incredible Halloween shirt, but it was a Stitch shirt, and I really loved it, but I was just like, I really don't like Stitch that much. I don't know why I don't like Stitch, but I feel like you either really love Stitch or you're not into Stitch. There's no one that's on the fence about Stitch, which is so funny. Oh, Jamie, you like Kelly Clarkson's Underneath the Tree. I have not heard this, but maybe I need to start branching out and listening to newer songs. I think the last Christmas song I remember being released was like The Darkness, but that was probably about 20 years ago, which is just ridiculous. Like, I've got to start upping my Christmas game. But do you also have any traditions when it comes to Christmas Day? Like, do you have a same like routine? Like, I normally always like the past couple of years I've always had Christmas at my house, and it's normally just me and my dad and the cats. And we will always have breakfast, so I make him come really early. But that's also because I want to open presents because I'm still like a child. I'm like, the idea of opening presents at like lunchtime, I can't cope. In fact, My dad gave me one of my Christmas presents today, which is just wild. It was a new Kindle. I've had my Kindle for more than 12 years, and it's kind of wearing out a bit now. So for Black Friday, he went and got a Kindle, and he was like, oh, you might as well have it now so you can carry on reading. And I was like, thank you very much. So that's how much I like Christmas presents. I open them in November. That's the thing that I hate though, is leading up to Christmas, I will, like, people will start bringing the Christmas presents to my house so that we can open them on Christmas Day. And then I have to sit with them under the Christmas tree and not touch them. And I know I'm nearly 40 and I should be able to do that. It's horrible. It's really, really hard. So do you have any traditions? We will then normally open the presents, watch something on telly, Christmas lunch, but we're an early lunch. I know typically Christmas lunch, people tend to eat a bit later, but we'll probably have it about 1 o'clock. And then we'll probably watch, every year Netflix seemed to release some sort of special. So last year we watched the Ricky Gervais Christmas special. It wasn't a Christmas special, it was just his new stand-up that was released on Christmas Day. And then just chat, maybe play a game. We don't really do much. It's a very relaxed day, but it's also one of those days where I'm like, it feels like more should be happening. But I think it's also because I have a very, very small family, that, like, if you had loads and loads of people, loads going on, obviously it would be a busy day. But because there's not many of us, it's just very, very quiet. This is a good point. Laurie has said, you'd love for Disneyland Paris to release the new dance track of Chante Says Noel. Now, I, as you could probably tell, cannot speak French. I don't know what gave it away. But I do love, they do have iconic Christmas songs at Disneyland Paris. I always think something Disneyland Paris always do really well are shows and parades and stuff like that. So it's not a surprise that they have like iconic Christmas songs as well, which is so, so good. Oh, Lisa has said, when do the UK give presents? In Germany, you get them on the 24th after dinner. So here, typically, it's the 25th. And you would also have your Christmas dinner on the 25th. I know a lot of people now have started doing Christmas Eve boxes if you've got children. I didn't grow up with that, so it's a very new concept to me. I have to say, though, something that's new-ish that I love is Elf on the Shelf. Using a little spy to blackmail your children to behave, I think is hysterical. I really love the concept of Elf on the Shelf, so I'm very much into it. Oh, amazing, Jamie, you've got 14 people coming this year for Christmas, which is so amazing. Lisa, you're 100% right. When does Santa arrive? So Santa will come overnight between the 24th and the 25th. Could be any time slot. I do love that there's that website where you can track where Santa currently is, which is amazing. So yes, you will wake up in the morning to Santa having left all the presents, unless you're me and you've had all the presents already brought around your house and you've got them under your own tree. But you, in Germany, you don't have Santa, you have Christkind. Am I pronouncing that right? Because in my mind, I should pronounce that Christkind. But maybe I'm completely butchering everything. So as we all tell, I'm an ignorant English person who is terrible at foreign languages, which is so bad. But this is like an angel-like figure, and on the 24th in the morning you eat breakfast and watch Swedish movies for children. That sounds so, so cute. And I do love that all different places you have different celebrations. So if you were to go to Disneyland Paris to celebrate Christmas, same as in Germany, all the big celebrations happen on the 24th. So that is the day where you can have the specialty Christmas meals. On the 25th, it'll just be normal menus. So I do really, really love how all around the world you have different traditions, different dates that you celebrate, and it's so fun. Lisa said, and then you dress up and take your annual family picture, which is you, Peter, and the cats, which is fantastic. Oh my God, I need to see these photos because they sound iconic. Laurie says, you open yours on Christmas Eve on FaceTime with your sister and brother, nieces and nephews who all still live in Germany. Oh, that's amazing. How fun. And it's so nice now, isn't it, with FaceTime, that you can connect to people from all around the world. So if you have family that are in different countries, you can still celebrate with them. And I think it's such a nice thing, because it just makes life, you feel so much more connected. There's such a difference, isn't there, between like being able to see people face to face and talk to them in real time, even if they're not physically there. So that's so lovely. And yes, you're so right, Lisa. That's fantastic, because Laura, you can celebrate twice. You can have double Christmas, which is even more exciting. And yeah, I love it. I love it. I remember the COVID Christmas where you couldn't see anyone. So I was just here on my own with the cats. And I've got Disney Villain Monopoly. So I was like, I don't know if this is like descending into madness, but I was like, we're just going to have to play. So I'll move the pieces on the cat's behalf, but there'll be participants, whether they know it or not. I managed to lose. I managed to lose in a game against 2 cats that I rigged. Madness. But that was quite an interesting Christmas, because it was very calm, because I feel like sometimes Christmas can be a lot of pressure. I'm lucky because there's only 2 people to cook for, so it's not difficult. But the idea of, like, you know, you've got to have all of the timings, and all day long you're conscious of, right, at that time I've got to do this, that time I've got to do this. It can feel like a lot. But that year, there was nothing. Didn't have to do anything. So it's very relaxing. You want to play with the ball? Jeff is very invested in the balls. He's very invested in the live stream as well. I think he's like trying to creep his way in. Like, I can just, do you want to be on the live stream, Jaffa? Look, people love cats on the internet. The internet was made for cats. So come and say hello. So I'm a little ginger boy, and my name is Jaffa. I do have another cat, but she is currently in bed. It's my bed, but she thinks it's her bed. So when I sleep in bed, I get the tiniest slither on the edge. And she gets the whole bed, even though she's tiny. She's a tiny little cat. Even though she's 10, she still looks almost like a kitten. She's tiny, still has all of the bed, which is mad. And Jaffa has a very strict rule that he'll only sleep in the corner of the bed in the daytime. If Coco's also in the bed, he will tolerate it, but all 3 of us cannot be in the bed at the same time. I do love that cats have these very strict rules, but he's like, no, I will not tolerate this. This is absolutely wild. Oh, this is so exciting. Jamie, you say you're normally up at 5 to open presents on Christmas morning and then get the house ready for guests. I am so on board with that. I would love that. Like, getting up super early and opening presents feels so Christmassy. It's just so nice. And then Lisa, you said Christkind. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing Christ wrong, but you know, we're going to go for it. Arrives when you leave the room with the tree and sing Christmas songs. As soon as the bell rings, you can re-enter the room, and ta-da, there are the presents. Don't tell me that it's my uncle. That's amazing. I love that, and that must be so difficult. Like, someone in the family is like the designated person who's got to be the person doing the presents, and no one else knows. I absolutely love that. But that's such a fun tradition. That's so good. And I'm definitely looking at these Christmas photos on your Instagram. It's going to be amazing. But yes, Jaffa is hysterical. He's so funny. Like, he really makes me laugh. I really love that animals have such personality. And I think people, when you live with an animal and you kind of get to know like their different quirks, what they like, what they don't like, it's so fun. They are just like little roommates. They're just little people that live with you. It's so good. But yeah, I love Lisa. You're like, everyone's getting up at 5 a.m. What is this? Oh, Jamie, oh, that makes sense. You get up early because you've got a little brother. And he's like a 5-year-old at Christmas. I am him. I'm the same. I just think it's so exciting. And I don't know why. I just still find it really exciting, which is weird because the rest of the Christmas season, like I say, typically I'm not like super jazzed about it. Although this year, very excited, which I absolutely love. And I do think it was kickstarted by doing Christmas last year in Disneyland, because it just was so Christmassy. And when I came back, I was so in the festive spirit. And then this year, seeing so many people in Disneyland Paris already, and then from next week onwards in Disney World, seeing all of their pictures, I'm just like, oh my God, it's amazing. It's so good. But it's so fun. But I love the way I've kind of abandoned the tree. But it's also because I get, like I said, I get a bit fatigued, and I'm like, oh, not more baubles. How many more baubles can we have? But I will tomorrow post on Instagram the final thing, because I absolutely will not finish this tonight, because like I say, when I talk about the little baubles, there must be over 100 little ones that are going to go on the tree at some point. So it does get full up, and it does look really fun. It's just that doing it is not as much fun because it's very laborious. It's very labor intensive is too much. It's not manual labor, but it does take a long time, and I'm just like, I'm one of these people that I kind of get bored quite easily, and I'm just like, okay, well, we've done that for a little while now. I'll have to move on to something else, which is no good. But one of my favourite things is coming downstairs in the morning and seeing how many baubles every day have been taken off the tree by the cats, because I just love that they really get involved in the Christmas spirit. It's fun for them. And then actually, it's interesting, like in January, I hate taking the tree down just because I know how much they like it and they enjoy it. And I'm like, oh, it's sad to kind of get rid of it because they really love it. And then they have to wait a whole year. Oh, I forgot, I've got these tiny little Christmas baubles. These were like from Asda or something. So I will always add these onto the tree. Let's put these in some... Tinkerbell might be in the way. Nope, she's in the way. Okay, we'll start putting them down here. I love anything Mickey shaped. I just think it's like the best marketing thing ever, because I'm one of those people. It's like if you put a Mickey head on something, I will buy it. It's so bad. Yes, Lars, you're still on a Christmas high from Jollywood. Nice. I loved following along on your stories. It looked so good and just like such a fun event. And it feels a bit more like an adult event because it's kind of like that retro vintage theming. It feels a little more aimed towards adults. And it just looks so much fun. Jamie, you say you will have dinner and then play games, and then after that you watch the Christmas episode of Doctor Who, and then Christmas soaps. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, we have all of these big shows that you're waiting for the Christmas episode. So that is super, super fun. My uncle's a big Doctor Who fan, so we'll always watch the Doctor Who Christmas special. And I do love that. I'm one of these people that I don't really watch any soaps, or I don't watch, you know what, I'm just one of these people now that watches Disney Plus and Netflix. So unless it's on Disney Plus and Netflix, I kind of miss out on them now, which is such a shame. But I'm trying to think, this year I'm looking forward to, they're having, oh gosh, what it's called? It's the new Star Wars TV series. I want to call it Goonies in Space, which is not the name of the show. It's called, oh god, okay, this is really bad because I can't remember it, but it looks so fun. And I think that's coming up Boxing Day. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And Skeleton Crew, thank you, Jamie. I knew it was not Goonies in Space, which is what it looks like, but it looks like such a fun, whimsical show. Like, having these kids go off on a Star Wars adventure, I cannot... Okay, I've completely messed that up. It's the 3rd of December. That's great, though, because that's, like, next week. I am so excited. That's going to be absolutely incredible. And that'll be really nice, actually, because then you're going to have episodes running over the Christmas season, which is going to be so good. So it's going to be like a Mandalorian thing. This is going to become a new Christmas show for me, I think, which is going to be so, so good. And yeah, I do like when they will have kind of, they time new releases, because obviously this time of year people are wanting new things to watch, because hopefully you'll have a few days off over the Christmas period, so you really want to get into something new and just to switch off and relax and be cozy indoors. So I do love that you get these big series that get released, which is so good. Yes, Jamie, you're so right. It looks amazing, and the little elephant dude is so cute. I cannot wait. I just think it's going to be so much fun. And I'm trying to think, I feel like there is something... Is there not something coming out around Christmas, or have I absolutely made this up? I'm sure there is something coming out on Disney Plus, like Boxing Day, but I may have just completely imagined this, because maybe I'm just wishful thinking. I also thought that Hocus Pocus 3 was coming out this year, and it wasn't. I don't know where I'm getting my information from, but I'm hoping it'll be next Halloween. And then I think it's kind of based upon the witches when they were young. I wasn't a massive fan of Hocus Pocus 2. I loved seeing them all reprise their roles. It was brilliant. But I did think the girls were fantastic, and hearing their story as kids was great. So I'm really looking forward to Hocus Pocus 3 when it eventually comes out. Hopefully next year. I'll probably be next year saying it's coming out next year, and it isn't. Maybe it'll come out in 2026. But I'll just keep mentioning it until it does come out, which will be so good. But yeah, I definitely need to start watching Christmas. I'm one of these people that I will watch the same films over and over. I don't know what that was. That was not Jaffa. I don't know if the Christmas pickle has come to life, if the holy Christmas ghost has turned up, the ghost from Christmas past has arrived, something happened on the tree. It's very frightening. But I typically am one of these people that will watch the same things over and over again. So because I always like to watch Home Alone, Elf, A Muppet's Christmas Carol, I kind of prioritise them. Whereas this time I'm like, I'm going to start watching earlier. I'm going to get into all of these Disney animated ones. Some of them I have seen. So like the Christmas Carol, the Disney version, seen that. Going to start getting into all of the other ones. And I'd like to see some of the originals. I've never seen Santa Paws. And I love dogs. I think that'll be very, very cute. So I'm like, let's get into all of these. I do love the Christmas films that are just like made for TV. They all have the same sort of feel and also the same sort of look. And I really like it because it just feels very familiar, very cozy. So I feel like I really want to dive into that this year. And of course, I'll still watch the ones I love, but I've got to branch out. I don't know why I'm one of these people. I listen to the same music. I watch the same films. I've got to stop doing that. But I love that kind of with streaming services now, there's so much available to you that you could just really branch out. And like I said, I've been watching a lot of horror films set at Christmas because I can't go for Halloween just yet. But the new Terrifier film is set at Christmas. One of the films that I love, it isn't really horrible, but it came out last year, was Violent Night. I absolutely loved that. And it was kind of like this rich family. People are turning up, there's kind of a heist happening, and Santa turns up and he's like, oh, I suppose I have to sort this out. And it's a brilliant film. So yeah, I'm watching a lot of like there's Silent Night, Deadly Night, all of these Christmas horror films, and I love that there's a mashup. I think that's great. Yes, Donna, lovely to see you. And you absolutely love cheesy Hallmark movies. And yes, there is just something so nice about it, isn't it? Like the fact that they're very like comforting. Like your brain can just like take a break and just have like a little hug and watch these cute little films. Like I really do love them. I think they're so cute. Jamie, The Christmas Prince is really cheesy on Netflix, but you really enjoyed it. Oh, I love all of these ones. Jamie, The Rock has a new film coming out where Santa is kidnapped. Absolutely incredible. That sounds iconic. Donna, you're so right. Hallmark movies, the exact same thing happens every movie, but they're amazing. And that's the thing, isn't it? They're just so cute. And like you said, it's nice because when you kind of know what's going to happen, it just feels comforting because it's not like there's going to be a big dramatic twist. I know a lot of my friends like to read like the Christmas cozy books where they're just like little gentle books that are either set at Christmas time, or some of them will be like cozy murder ones which are set at Christmas time. But you know, brilliant. Let's combine all of the things, which I absolutely love. And I'm very excited. One thing I do love in the lead up to Christmas is thinking about the Christmas Day menu. And every year, like what, like you want to have the heavy hitters, the main things, but it's like, okay, maybe like the starter or the dessert, we can mix it up. What we're gonna have something a bit different, go a bit wild. And I absolutely love it. And what's interesting as well now, like vegan Christmas, I have the exact same meal that I had pre-vegan, but just vegan alternatives now, which blows my mind. So we have like turkey, we have pigs and blankets, but all of it vegan, which is incredible. So that's really nice because you basically can still have the exact same meal you would normally have. And I do love a Christmas menu at a restaurant. I love that they're all kind of offering it now. So I keep eyeing things up like, can I go and visit here? Can I go and have that? It's so good. But also parties. Are you a Christmas party person? Do you have work Christmas parties? Is there anything that you like to do? Do you go out with your friends and have like maybe a friend Christmas? One of my friends normally has people round for Christmas like a few days in advance, so that's always super fun to go and experience that, which will be so good. Jamie, you read one every single year called All I Want for Christmas. It's about an out-of-work lawyer who becomes a mall Santa, and a kid asks him to make his mum happy for Christmas, so he sets out to do it. Oh my god, that sounds so cute! It also sounds like it could be an adult book, but I'm assuming it's just a nice cozy Christmas book. But that's so cute, and I think that's the thing. I think on my Kindle I have downloaded some Christmas books, so again, need to get around to reading them, because like it feels like you have to read them this time of year. I know there's not a rule, but I do feel like if it's Christmas set, I need to read it now because it'll be so good. Something that's very exciting is that next week I am going to be going to a YouTube Christmas party. So basically earlier this year, I was lucky enough to be invited to something called the YouTube Creator Community. And for the past 10 weeks, we've been having workshops with YouTube on kind of how to improve your content and your channel. And something that's super fun is they're having an end of year celebration in London. So next Tuesday, I'm going to go up and go to that, and you'll get to meet some of the people who you've been training with at YouTube, but also meet other content creators. So I think that's going to be super fun, and I never ever thought that would be something I'd ever get to do. So it literally blows my mind. So that's going to be so fun. And because I have worked from home for the past 12 years, so I never ever go to Christmas parties, because typically all of the companies I've worked for have always been based in London, never go to Christmas parties. So then this, I was like, okay, I'm getting the chance to go to a Christmas party. That's going to be so much fun, so I can't wait. It's going to be so good. Which will be so good. I love that, Jamie. It is an adult book. It's wholesome, but there is swearing. Perfect. Absolutely love that. And that's the thing, isn't it? Because it makes it feel more realistic, because, you know, adults, we do F and Jeff sometimes, is what happens. It's fine. But that sounds so cute. And yeah, I need to get into all of the Christmas cozy books. It sounds so fun. Lisa, you always do a little Christmas market in your garden with all your friends. Oh, that's so nice. And the day after, there is a Christmas train, an old train with St. Nick on it, passing your garden. So we stand there, drink mulled wine, and wave at the people on the train. Oh my god, that sounds iconic. That sounds so Christmassy. I love Christmas markets. This is something I haven't done this year, but I love to go to European Christmas markets. So do like a little like 3-day trip, see a new place, visit a Christmas market, love it. So nice. So I am potentially going to go to the Winchester Christmas market in a couple of weeks' time, so that will be so fun. But yes, getting to see everyone on the train and wave at them must be so cute. They actually do something here where you have a steam train, and then it has all Christmas lights inside, Christmas music, you see Santa. And we took my uncle there a couple of years ago, and that was really fun. So I definitely need to do more of these things because it's so good. Lisa also does Friendsmas with your best friend and her family. You love Christmas with kids, and then going home after the evening of noise and arguing, and then you come home to your little Christmas market. That's so true, isn't it? And I think that's the nice thing, when you can go and experience with family and the kids are going mad and they're so excited, but then you come back to a nice quiet calm house and you just switch off, which is so nice. So it's a very nice position to be in. Jamie, you also have a Christmas train that makes it around town playing Christmas music, and it has a sleigh with Santa on it, and they go around the streets raising money. That's so perfect. That's really lovely, and it feels so magical. And the fact that they're also doing so much good is awesome. Oh, Laurie, you've got a day and evening out at Warwick Castle with the lights at night and a meal supplied by Protected Travel Services. That'll be so nice. And what an amazing kind of like work event. Like, we're having a Christmas celebration at Warwick Castle. Like, that's absolutely incredible. That's going to be amazing. And yeah, I love that there's so many of these little things. I remember when I was a kid, because I live in Portsmouth, and we have Southsea Castle, which was one of Henry VIII's castles. And what they used to do at Christmas was have like this event where you would go and there would be like Henry VIII and like the court of Henry VIII, and it was obviously all actors, and they'd do like Christmas food. You'd learn like Tudor style dancing, really really fun. And I remember one year Henry VIII picked me to be his official food taster, to check the food wasn't poisoned. But a lot of Christmas foods I don't like. So the first thing they made me try was Christmas pudding, which I do not like. And he was like, and it was bad because it was like, you know, basically force feeding a child a food they didn't like because it was part of the script, and they were just eat it. And I was like, okay. And they were like, is it poisoned? And I was like, it might as well have been. It might as well have been. I hate it. It's horrible. Which is so funny. But I love little things like that. It's so fun. I know this week they're supposed to be doing the Christmas light switch on, but we've got such bad weather at the moment. I don't know if that is going to happen, but those events used to be huge. I feel like it's not as big now. And like getting to meet Santa, like my cousin has a little girl now, and I was saying to her, like, where do you take her to meet Santa now? Because it's so hard to meet Santa. It's so, like, you don't find him anywhere. So they kind of have to take a trek to somewhere else. But I love that. I remember one year spending Christmas in New York and going to Macy's and meeting Santa. Even though full-blown adult, I was like, I am going to queue up to meet Santa because it's in Macy's and this is iconic. And like seeing the tree at Rockefeller Center, so good. Have you ever done Christmas abroad anywhere, and what did you think it was like? Like, it's so fun. I also did one Christmas in Las Vegas, which was very different because obviously it was hot out there. And it was Christmassy, but it was very weird because it was very sunny, it was warm. And then I will always remember it because Christmas Day I had neurovirus and I was unbelievably ill. And then the next day there was a 16-hour coach trip to the Grand Canyon whilst I had neurovirus, which I would not recommend. It was not fun. I did not have a great time. Like, so I'll never forget that Christmas, but for all the wrong reasons. It's no fun. Yes, Laurie used to love that event with Henry VIII was iconic. As in at this Christmas event. I mean, I suppose he is iconic in history, but all for all the wrong reasons probably. But yes, Groundlings Theatre used to do some of the acting at the event. Yes, Groundlings Theatre is so fun. I love that it's still going. And it's like such a cool little like local theatre, which I absolutely love. Pantomime. Does anyone go to a pantomime? I love pantomime still. I hadn't been to a pantomime for a while. Like, so I went to one the year before the pandemic, and it was the Chuckle Brothers. And a few months later, Barry Chuckle died, which was very sad. Still not gotten over it. But I was bursting because I'd taken my uncle. So my uncle has learning disabilities. So we took him to the pantomime, and during the show, the Chuckle Brothers had like, you know, like the cream pie. And they were coming up and they looked like they were going to put it in my face. And then at the last second, they did it to my uncle. I'm assuming it's because where I had, like, women have makeup on and stuff. They didn't want to, like, ruin your makeup, etc. I cannot tell you how excited I was that I was going to be, like, part of the Chuckle Brothers show, cream pie in the face. Like, I was so excited. And then I was actually really disappointed because I was like, oh, my childhood dreams would have come true. But that was still an iconic moment. But last year I did go back to a pantomime, and have they upped the budget? They had like this massive like dragon animatronic, but it was like, you know, like in Disney where they have the fire breathing one. It didn't breathe fire, but it was kind of that same scale. Diversity were in it. Like, it was brilliant. So I love a traditional British pantomime. Always so good. Oh, Lisa, Christmas in New York is your dream. Yes, it's definitely worth doing. It's interesting because actually in New York itself, like we've saying that you've got the Christmas tree, like really beautiful. Christmas Day is not that big. Like, Thanksgiving is the big thing in the US, it seems, and Christmas Day is not as big. And loads of people go to the cinema on Christmas Day, so that's what we did. We went to cinema. We went to with Will Smith, which is a very depressing film. So that was an interesting film to watch on Christmas Day. But literally every single screen for every single film was sold out because it feels like it's something a lot of people were doing. So that was really, really cool to do. Oh, Boxing Day. Boxing Day I don't tend to do much. I just kind of sit around. I was going to say play with my Christmas presents. It's like I'm an actual child. But I just love that when you're just like, right, I've got this new stuff. I can try it out. What am I going to do with it? Although now I typically ask, like for family, I ask for money. And then that's what I put towards my Disney trips. So I get really excited because it's one of those things like I'd rather not have a physical present, but know that money is going to go towards a trip. I get to go to my favourite place, which is so fun. But yeah, maybe I should start some sort of Boxing Day tradition because don't tend to do anything. I'm just relaxing. I'm not doing absolutely anything, not moving. Lisa, you did Christmas in Orlando at Disney World with your chosen family, and that was really great. And you did Christmas time in New Year's in London, which was wild. Oh, that's so fun. And yes, Lisa, Boxing Day is the 26th. Why is it called Boxing Day? Okay, we need an official UK spokesperson now. That's very true. Lisa is our Germany representative. I want to say, oh no, oh, I think I do know this. It was something to do with people would give out gift boxes to families that were in need on Boxing Day. It was like a charitable day that you would go out. I'm sure, I'm going to look this up in case I've just made this up. But I'm pretty sure that's what Boxing Day was. Which I actually think is a really, really nice thing. The idea of, like you say, kind of giving gifts to people who maybe are having a hard time. That's something I really loved. I don't know if other people had this, but when I was at school, schools always used to do this. So in the lead up to Christmas, they would ask students and their families if they could donate any food, any tinned food, or even small presents. And then certain children would be selected to go and give out these boxes to families in need, which I really, really loved. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like, Christmas is such a lovely time of year for like celebrating with people you love, but there's obviously so many people that it's really tough and a struggle for. So kind of being able to give back is so nice. And I think it was so nice to do that in school. And I'm wondering, because like I say, I always work places, but I don't work anywhere. I work at home. And I'm like, maybe I need to just start doing this on my own back and not just expecting a workplace or someone to do it, because it was such a lovely thing to do. Let's see. Yes, this is the thing. So the holiday originated in the UK and is associated with the tradition of giving gifts to the poor and tradespeople. The name comes from the Victorian era, when the wealthy would box up items they no longer needed. That doesn't sound as great, because it's kind of like, instead of it being like, oh, we want to celebrate you and give you a gift, they're like, I don't need this anymore, just give it to them. So it doesn't sound that great, but I think it's such a lovely sentiment. It's perfect. Oh, I love that. I was Googling and Jamie already knew. Jamie had all the answers, which is fantastic. Yes, Lisa, Donna, it's so lovely to hear that. As a teacher, you can confirm we still do that and collect for local food banks. And I think that's so nice, isn't it? Because it's also great for like the kids to be involved and kind of give them a way of kind of reaching out into their own communities. Like, it's so nice. And particularly at the moment where people are struggling so much with like the cost of living and everything. It's just so nice to be able to do that and make sure that everyone gets to have a nice Christmas, which is so, so perfect. But yeah, I do love that there's all these traditions that go on. Does anyone also have any New Year's traditions? Because I'm one of these people, I can't bear the thought of being out. I'm not like a nightclub person, never been a nightclub person. Like, I am quite happy to sit at home and watch the fireworks on the telly. A couple of years ago, we went to my friend's house. It was really fun. We went out for dinner, but we went out for dinner at like 5:30, which was very early in the evening. We had an amazing meal, really nice. Went back to their house, and then we were like, like playing music, having like Christmas, like MTV, but like the Christmas songs with the music videos. And then we were just like sitting there, and we were like, right, how do we pass the time? Because we were just all old. So then my friend, she was like, I've got different types of teas from around the world. So we were just trying different teas, and we were like, we've got really old. And then we were like, when will it be midnight? When will it happen? So some years I just sleep through New Year's as well, because I'm like, I can't stay awake that late. It's just crazy. But I do like that in the UK we do have like a broadcast where they'll every year have a special artist, and they'll do a concert. Partway through the concert, they will stop to do the fireworks on by the London Eye, and then they'll cut back to them doing more songs, which is always fun. I don't know who's doing it this year. Does anyone know who it is? They must have announced it by now, right? But let's have a little look. Oh, Jamie, in Blue Water, they have a tree where you can choose an underprivileged child from the tree with a paper dove and buy something for them. That's such a lovely thing. That's perfect. What a great thing to be able to do. And like, I wonder if more places do that. I don't think they've got that in our shopping centre here, but they really should do that because it's such a lovely way to be able to give back. And it's nice as well where it's kind of just anonymous. So this kid gets a present from Santa and it's just something they want, which is so lovely. And it feels so Christmassy, isn't it? I think this time of year, like I say, you kind of do reflect on these things and you're just like, oh, it's so nice to be able to give back. And then I like that also New Year feels like reflection on the past year, how things have been, and then the excitement of going into a new year. I don't know if anyone else is like me. Like this time of year, I get so excited thinking about 2025. And I know it's literally just a date change, but I really every year feel like, oh my God, it's like a fresh slate. Like what will happen? Anything can happen. You never know, which is so fun. Oh my God, I love this, Lisa. We have something weird, like with the pickle story, but with the UK on New Year's Eve, where you went to watch a comedy show called Dinner for One, and it was supposed to be an English lady and her butler, but they speak English and everything is very British, but it turns out nobody outside of Germany knows it, and it's a German production. I think I've heard of this, because like you say, I think it's become this massive show that everyone watches every year, and people assumed, oh, this is a British thing. And then they've mentioned to British people, and people are like, I've never heard of this. Which I absolutely love. So I do love that there's all these like little traditions that happen everywhere. Jamie says, every child on the tree gets a present. And there's a budget, so if the child doesn't get picked... oh, that's really good. So you can kind of like make sure that everyone's getting something, which is really, really nice. And you always go for an older child because most people will buy younger, which is so true, isn't it? I think it's so easy that you kind of think about young kids at Christmas and the excitement, but when you have the option of giving an older child like a super special experience and make them feel special, like what a lovely thing to do. And I think that's perfect. And I think we need to start doing this everywhere. I feel like something I do like is it does feel like sometimes when there's hardship, like, you know, like recessions and stuff like that, it's almost like people get more generous, because I feel like when everyone's having a hard time, it really makes you think about how much of a hard time it is for people that were already struggling. And then you kind of really want to just do anything you can to help, which I think is such a lovely thing. And I think that is why people love Christmas, right? It's not just this sense of like shiny things and presents, it's that kind of sense of like community and family and stuff like that, which is so lovely, which is so perfect. And it's actually been really nice with when my cousin has, I keep calling her a baby, she's 4. I should at some point realise she's not a baby. It's kind of nice to kind of see now kids and Christmas through their eyes and the excitement. And last year we did a really nice it was like a trail, but it was all different like light displays, and I think we're going to try and do that again this year. And it's just so nice to get like all wrapped up and go out and it be all festive. Absolutely, I love that. But yeah, New Year's, I don't know, I think this year just indoors, see if we're awake. Can we stay awake till midnight? That's the real challenge for New Year's. But something that I always do New Year's Day is a live stream. So that will actually be the next live stream. There won't be one at the very end of December. It will be on January 1st. And we always talk about the year ahead, like what Disney you're going to be able to experience in the next year, because obviously the parks are always changing, which is super exciting. Also sometimes stressful when they close things that you love, like the Muppets. I'm sure we're all still reeling from the news, but also what's going to come up for Most Magical Guides in the next year. I give details of the upcoming trips for the year, and then also talk to you about what you're doing for 2025, if you've got any trips planned, what you're most looking forward to in general, if you have any goals or things you want to do. So I always think it's a nice, like, easy way to start the new year, just having a lovely little chat and catching up with everyone, because yeah, New Year's Day again, I'm kind of like, I don't really do anything, and I kind of do love when everything is shut, because you know, people that work in service industries, like in retail and restaurants, it's such hard work, and where it's non-stop all year round, I love that they go, do you know what, when businesses actually do shut and give all their employees time off. So I kind of like that on those days we will just go, let's sit at home and relax. It'll be so good. I love that. But yes, Lisa, do you have it in the in Germany where will things shut over Christmas, or things open all the time? Because typically in the UK, like obviously Christmas Day and Boxing Day typically everything used to be closed, and now a lot of things open because they'll start like Christmas sales. But it's such a shame because it means people in certain jobs will maybe only get one day off the year, which I think is so sad, because obviously, particularly if you have family that live in different parts of the country and you want to visit them and stuff like that, you don't really have the opportunity because you don't have time off of work. So we used to be much more generous. Some shops are now bringing it back, where they're like on Boxing Day we're shutting so that people can actually still have time with their families, which I think is really, really nice. So I don't know. Do you have anything like that? Something I was interested in when I was in Berlin is and I didn't know this, everything was shut on a Sunday. And like in the UK, we have Sunday hours, so shops can only open 6 hours. But we didn't realise that like everything was shut on a Sunday. So we were like, oh, okay, we're just walking around. And we ended up going to the Berlin dungeons, which was very fun. So I highly recommend that. That was open on a Sunday. So yes, Lisa says things will shut down on the evening on the 24th and reopen on the 27th to the 1st of January. And then that's also a holiday. Yes, and like you said, everything is always shot on a Sunday, which actually is interesting, isn't it? Because on the one hand, it's great because it's that notion that everyone has a day off, and like you can't go shopping, you can't go to restaurants, like you have to just relax because you can't go out and do things, which I think is kind of nice. But it's also that thing of like, I'm one of these people that I'm like on a Sunday where things have shorter opening hours, it drives me mad. Because I'm like, oh, but what if I need to go out at 9 o'clock and nothing opens till 10? So I'm like, I don't know if I could cope. It's very bad. Love that. Love that you loved the Berlin Dungeons. Yes, I need to come to Hamburg. I'm desperate to go to Hamburg. It looks so much fun. Hamburg Dungeons. I also love that it's like a big theatre place. Like there's so many shows in Hamburg. It looks so, so good. And maybe I need to come and do a Christmas market in Hamburg. That would be so much fun. And that's something I absolutely love. Like doing little, like I say, little 2 or 3 day trips to European Christmas markets is so iconic, so beautiful. There's so many great, great places to visit. And they just all look so dreamy. And I really, really liked Prague. That was so beautiful. There was also an amazing moment where I think it's a tradition where to keep kids being good for Santa, they kind of have these like demonic people where if a kid's bad, they kidnap them. But it was quite funny, but also I was like, what is happening? There was this man walking around who was very scary. He had like horns and a big staff that he was walking around with. And he saw a little kid, and then the kid clocked him and looked terrified. And he got a sack and he put the kid in the sack and pretended to kidnap him. And the kid was screaming. And I was like, I don't know what is going on. And I loved it. And I loved the commitment that even though the kid was screaming, he was like, I've got a job to do. I'm doing it. So I love that you get to experience all of these new things as well, which is so good. It was like the Krampus. He really was like the Krampus. He was just walking around prowling for kids and then putting them in a sack and taking them away. And what I also loved is the parents just allowed it to happen. No one was going, oh, but he's like scared, don't do it. They were like, he's got to learn. So it was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. Does sound like a German fairy tale. It's so true. And this is something I saw a big debate about, actually. People were talking about, obviously, most Disney films, especially the classics, were based on fairy tales. So they were much more scary. And you also had like proper villains that were just bad people. Whereas now Disney have moved away from that, and it's more about emotionally complex people, or maybe your emotions are the enemy and not a person. And people are like, can we just have like a proper baddie again? And I'm like, yeah, I'd kind of love to see another like proper villain, like Ursula. Like, absolutely love. Although I'm very on board with Ursula, because I'm like, Ariel signed a contract. It's law. So I actually don't think Ursula did anything wrong. I think it's brilliant. But I love Dr. Facilier. Again, they made a deal. He wasn't really in the wrong. They didn't really read the fine print. That's their fault. The one villain who I'm just like, you can't really get on board with is Cruella de Vil. Where I'm like, but she skins dogs. She's not good. She's not a good person. And I was actually interested when they released the Cruella film, the live action one. I was nervous to see it because I was like, how are we going to get around the fact that she skins dogs? Like, I can't be on board with this. But they didn't really kind of address it, if that makes sense. So I don't know if they did like another Cruella film, if it would get more into it. I feel like they couldn't really go into it because it would be horrifying. But yeah, I love that they kind of, you could still watch the film and like be like, okay, well, I know what she's gonna do, the type of person she is, but they're not gonna address it. Which is so true. I'm 100% on board, Lisa. I don't like Ariel. There's just something about, and do you know what I think it is? I've always, even since being a young child, been quite like feminist. And when Ariel's like, I'll give up everything, including my voice for a boy, I think, get a grip. Like, I just, even as a kid, I just thought, don't be pathetic, Ariel. Grow up. Like, I really dislike her. And I think, like, now, obviously, we're seeing, like, the women in Disney films, be much more progressive, and even stuff like Frozen, where it's like an act of true love, but it's her sister, and it's that thing of you don't need like a man to come and rescue you. And I feel like Ariel shouldn't have been doing that back then. Like, come on now, come on, just get in the sea. And I really hate. I know it's silly because I think just because I don't like her personality, when she's like, "What's this thingamabob?" and I'm like, "It's a fork." It's a fork, Ariel. Just shut up. I really dislike Ariel. But Ursula, on the other hand, amazing. And the thing is, The Little Mermaid has such iconic songs. And I really wish I could like Ariel more. It's so true. Ariel needs to get a grip. I absolutely can't stand her. That is also something I really love when you go and visit Disneyland Paris, is finding out the names of the characters in different languages. So like in France, Chip and Dale, Tick and Tack. My favourite is Captain Hook is Captain Crochet, which I love because he doesn't sound like a villain, he sounds like a nana. And I think that's absolutely brilliant. And of course, you have the iconic Moana is Vaiana. So I always really, really love finding that out as well, which is just so fun. Are there any characters that are the same, do you think? Do you think like Mickey Mouse is the same in all languages? Or do you think some places they're like, he's not Mickey here, we've given him a rebrand? Uh, but I do love that. I think that's one of the really, really cool things. And it would be really interesting actually to visit the Asian parks and see what the names of the characters are there. And something I like is actually when you go to Disneyland Paris, sometimes if you get autographs, sometimes they will sign in their English name. So sometimes if you've interacted with them in English and they've heard your English or English speaking, they will sign in their English names. And if not, they'll sign in their French names. So sometimes people are like, who's that? And they're not sure. But it was because it's their French names, which I think is really, really cool. And it's very fun to find out all their different names. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving this. I love the way that I've completely abandoned putting the tree up. I'm like, I can't look. But I think we should actually put the Jack Skellington topper on because he really does make the tree. But it's one of these, because this is a new tree, you have to kind of finagle it, because it doesn't have a designated place to I've moved the camera so you can't really see. Wait there, let me see if I can see the tree a bit more. Here we go. Now I'm just going to try and get a few branches together and stick them together and hope that will make a little topper. Oh, okay, wait there. Oh, that's gone outside his leg. Can't have that. Okay, here we go. Oh, we want to keep that inside. Okay. Okay, he seems to be there. I also love that he's literally right next to Jacques and Gus. It's so cute. I can't cope. But it does feel very exciting because I love that it's like not a traditional topper, but it is one of the very fun toppers. And if you're going to have a Disney themed tree, you have to have a Disney topper, of course. What do you put on top of your tree actually? Do you go for a traditional star, traditional angel? Do you also have a Disney topper? Do you have something completely different? Do you have your own thing you've made? That's the next thing, isn't it? To start making ornaments, which will be amazing. Oh, the other cat has come downstairs. She's obviously heard that there's baubles about. Coco, you want to play with some Christmas baubles? You're going to knock the tree down overnight, or are you going to keep it? You're going to be chill? Because Coco she's the one that's tiny, but she's like a little firecracker. She has so much energy. She will go absolutely wild. Let's see if we can tempt her. What's this? Little bauble. There's a little bauble. Do you want to say hello? Go on then. Say hello. And this one's Coco. She's the small cat. Oh. This is the one that if someone's bringing the tree down, it's Coco. I don't want to like paint her as a criminal already, but it's probably her. She's the one that's gonna do that, but she's gonna be very excited about the Christmas tree because again, if you see shiny things at eye height, you've got to be playing with them. So I don't blame cats. I think it looks so much fun. Thank you so much for joining us, Lisa. You're going to go find Christoph in the forest now. Fantastic. But thank you for joining us and being our official German representative. It's been wonderful having you. And your Christmas topper is a hand puppet of a fox. That's amazing. Absolutely love that. That sounds so fun. But thank you so much, Lisa. But yeah, well, we have kind of covered all of the topics. I've covered all of the little notes that I had. So thank you so much for joining me for this Christmas edition. And it's been so fun putting up the Christmas tree at the same time and just getting to chat all about Christmas. I'm very excited now. I'm properly in the Christmas mood. Like I say, the next live stream will actually be New Year's Day. We typically do it around 10 o'clock in the morning. So you can have a nice lie-in. We're not going to start super, super early. And if you do fancy joining for that, it'll be great to hear about your 2025 plans, what things you're excited for, if you're going to be going to Disney. And that's the thing, isn't it? Once we enter 2025, suddenly you can say, I'm going this year to Disney, which is absolutely incredible, which is so good, particularly if it's a trip you've been waiting for a long time. So cannot wait for that. Oh, Jill, you have a Disney Harry Potter tree with a fairy on top and a Grinchmas tree. Oh my God. That sounds absolutely, I need photos of this because that sounds amazing. And yeah, I'm really into the Grinch. That is something I absolutely love. Like, I think he's hysterical. Totally behind him. So any Grinch themed things. I've seen that you can buy in Primark like a Grinch, like a Oodie type thing. Or like a onesie. And I'm like, I think I totally need that. It has to be a thing. But thank you so much for spending your Sunday evening with me. It's so fun. And as I always say, this is my favourite time of the month to get to chat to everyone in real time. It's so good. And yes, well, I won't see you until the new year now. So have a lovely, lovely Christmas. Of course, I will be on social media. So do reach out to me. Do message me. I love hearing from you. Anyone that is heading to Disney soon to celebrate Christmas, I hope you have the best time. Like, it's going to be so incredible. I cannot wait to hear all about it. But yeah, thank you so much. And I will see you real soon. But it might not be till next year in this version. But you know, this is the thing. I never know how to turn this off, guys. So we always have to do that thing where I look like a pensioner because I don't actually know how to turn it off. But have an amazing Christmas, everyone. Even though that sounds weird because it's still over a month away. But is it? It's just going to be a month tomorrow. That's so exciting. But thank you so much, guys. See you soon. See you later. Oh no, you can see my big fingers. Oh no. Oh God.